And with that, good. Why is the camera so low? Her camera is so low and it's bothering me. Good morning, everyone. Is that good? Why is it still so low? Good. No. Okay, there we go. Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing? I hope you guys are all having a great Friday. We have many a thing to get to, all right? I am very excited to share so much with you guys. I meant to stream yesterday, could not stream yesterday. Is this the same Denims Fantano says it's cool? That's me! That's me! Okay. Whew. Neuronic. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm sure many of you guys have seen it at this point, but MoistCr1TiKaL made a video about Ethan Klein's lawsuit, parentheses S, question mark. So I wanted to talk about that. Second, I just wanted to share with you guys on a personal update. I did unintentionally catch the Knicks game, and I get it, dude. I was so happy. I was like, dude, yes. Dude, yes. Unintentionally, well, I was just outside at a particular American restaurant bar at the time, and everyone was watching and everyone was celebrating, so I got to catch it live, and everyone was like, yeah, let's go. So, and I was like, and they were explaining it to me. They were like, okay, so basically this is going to be the first time that like a team has reverse sweeped this hard. So yeah, I was actually having a great time. So, then it was like sports now. Well, I feel like I can still like, you know, I appreciated it. I appreciated it. Also, out of all the sports, let me just say, out of all the sports, basketball I've always thought was the most fun to watch. Dude, baseball is so boring to watch. Sorry to any baseball fans. I went to a baseball game once, and it's like 80% of the baseball game is them just like walking around, setting up, and they're like, "Is our turn? No, we're still waiting an hour. Okay, you guys are like sweeping the grass or something. Go for it." It's so much of it is just so boring. So boring. Man, I'm sure like the really hype baseball games are super hype, but the majority of baseball games are like, bleh. You should give hockey a try. See, I just don't like that the hockey arena is so cold. I did watch some hockey and I thought it was kind of whatever. I'm sure like the best hockey games are also pretty fun, but I was bored when I was watching the hockey. I was like, mm, mm, okay. What about boxing? Boxing's I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. But anywho, yeah, basketball is dope though. Basketball's dope. I've always been a big basketball enjoyer. I just never watched any like sports games. So, sorry, fundamentally on principle I cannot like football, like American football, cuz that's just like CTE. Like that's just like I just can't, dude. I just can't. I just can't, man. It's just I don't know, man. So, might be hot take. Curling is the best one to watch IMO since it's easy to understand what's going on. It's not just trying to spot a tiny dot moving back and forth and people chasing it. Well, I think okay, sorry. I think that's why basketball is nice, but that's because the court is so small, it's easy to see what's happening. Whereas I feel like most sports, the court is so big and the field is so big, it's hard to see what's happening unless it's like being like recorded and retelevised. So yeah, tennis is dope too, but the ball is just so small and it bothers me, you know what I mean? Just so small. The field is too big and it bothers me, and the ball is too small and it bothers me. I just can't see what's happening, you know? You'd hate watching squash? What the hell is squash? Anyways, yeah, I feel like basketball is perfect because like the ball is the right size and the court is the right size. So like you can actually sit at like a basketball game pretty close and you can see what's happening. Whereas if you're close to like a hockey game, you can't really see what's happening. Like their bodies are going to block it, right? At least a little bit. Like you're better off watching the TV, recasting it. This is actually very revealing. Most autistic answer about liking sports. Forget about golf, dude. Listen, I'm not saying that some people like that there's nothing impressive that happens in golf, but I just don't fuck with golf like that, man. I just don't fuck with golf like that. There's too many things about golf that I don't like. I don't like that it's a rich people's sport. I don't like how big they're not called golf courts. They're called like what's the term? Course? The courses are so huge and it bothers me because like the water is just like such a waste. The idea of like using a vehicle to go to where you hit the fucking ball also sounds really fucking stupid. Like the principle behind golf is why I don't like it. Like there's a lot of principles behind golf that I don't like. You know? So even if the sport is kind of fun and like the best of the best that do it are is great, I just don't fuck with it like that, man. I just don't fuck with it like that. I do have a preference for bowling only because of that one guy. Who do you think you are? I am. And that's the only reason I fuck with bowling. So those are my opinions on sports for anyone who would like to know what a person who knows nothing about sports has to say about sports. That's it. That's all the things. Anyways, yeah, basketball's dope. I am partial to basketball because when you grow up in New York, every single neighborhood has like at least a couple basketball courts. So I played basketball growing up. Oh, wait, you know what follows the same principles as basketball? Right-sized ball, correct-sized ball, and the court is small. Volleyball. Volleyball is also another fun sport to watch because the ball is the right size. The court is the right size, and the ball is mostly in the air, so you as a viewer can understand what's happening wherever you are watching, you know what I mean? Whereas there's just like a lot of sports that like, you know, if you don't have like the best seats in the house, you're just like, what the fuck is happening? I don't even know what the fuck is happening. Haikyuu lover, it is a good anime. It's a good anime. It is. Dodgeball isn't like a real sport, okay? I'm sure that it is, but it's not like a real sport. You know what I mean? Dodgeball is just the thing that you play when you're younger, and then everyone is just excited to hit everyone else. You know what I mean? It's a fake sport. Have you seen handball? Similar proportion? I mean, I played a lot of handball. Handball is the same problem. The ball is just too small, and it bothers me. Okay, enough about sports, though. Should I pause stream to video? Yes, Lesbian Seagull. What were we talking about? Right, yes. So then I wanted to watch the MoistCritiKaL video, and then. Did you guys see this fucking Gwyneth Paltrow ad? If you haven't seen the Gwyneth Paltrow Israel skyscraper ad, I'm gonna show it to all of you because it's fucking horrible. Okay, so I want to watch that. You're a little out of focus. I'm not fucking with the camera. I guess I'll just be blurry. Put on your glasses. I'll just start gaslighting everyone. No, I'm not blurry. You're just not wearing your glasses, chatter. You're just not wearing your glasses. So yeah, we'll watch that. And then, what was next? What was next? Oh, yes. And then I saw Fantano made a video. And then I have some variety stuff to talk about. All right? Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's get into it. Let me put this here. Let's put this bad boy here. Okay. Why am I so short now? What the hell? Why am I so tiny now? I gotta sit down and just like fix my fucking camera, man. Oh god, alright. Hold up. Hey, what the fuck was I pulling up? Wait a minute. I was pulling something up. No, not that. That's for later. I have something for later that's funny. No, not this. Alright, let's just pull this up. Let's go. Maybe I can still find it. Oh my god, and I almost forgot. I almost forgot. You guys see like this post that all I've seen on my feed for the past, I don't know, week has been this fucking post and this guy just getting absolutely fucking destroyed. Like literally for the past week. It's the Kratos. You guys remember all of these people are really mad because the new God of War game has like a woman or whatever. They're like, the woman is so ugly and it bothers me. And then do you guys see this guy is like sorry, here it is. Why can we tolerate male protagonists with human and unattractive features but not female characters? What the fuck are you talking about? Those guys are handsome. They're rugged attractive, not male model attractive. The first one is not attractive. Not attractive? What are we smoking? And it's a photo of Kratos. Dude, 5.4 million views. It's like, listen, it's not that Kratos is ugly. It's just that Kratos is not like smut material. He's just not female fantasy. You know? He just wasn't made with the female eye in mind. He was made with the male eye in mind. He was made to be attractive, to be like peak male fantasy and like male gaze, not female gaze. He's just not. Like I don't know what to tell you. And if you don't believe me, then why is it that I've never seen women fawn over Kratos, but every single woman is unbelievably horny for Leon Kennedy? Like, I'm just saying, like, certain characters are made with the female gaze in mind and other characters are not. And Leon Kennedy was made with the female gaze in mind. It's just the truth, man. It's just the truth. Chris Redfield, you mean? What do you mean? Chris Redfield, you mean? Huh? Women don't like Chris Redfield. Gay men like Chris Redfield. I've seen way more women fawn over God of War Thor more than they ever did for Kratos. Well, yeah, because it's like God of War Thor is just like Stavros, you know what I mean? Like it's just true. It's just I'm sorry, like sorry, women like their men to be kind of slutty. You don't have to believe me. You can just genuinely ask any woman you know who plays video games. or just look online, you won't see women thirsting over Kratos, but you will see so many women thirsting over Leon Kennedy. Literally just like name a single name a woman. Name a woman. I gotta I'll fix my camera in a second. I just don't feel like doing it right now. Also, I'm leaving it up like this as part of the bit because I wanted to show you guys this. Oh wait, I know where it is. I was like, where did I save this? And I just remembered where I saved it. There it is. Getting a drink as a 5'4" person. POV, you're Tyler one. Like, please, I need to roast my wife. Yeah, I tweeted this out. Not funny. Some of us can't balance well enough to do this and need wide planks to comfortably and safely get drinks. Okay? Alright, some of us can't balance on this fucking tightrope tripod, alright? It's kind of rude and disrespectful. Alright, here we go. Now that that's good, they should have, when they fell, it should have ended with "you died" meme. Did they fall? I don't think they. Oh yeah, yeah. No, because smaller things don't take fall damage, so that doesn't happen to short people. Only tall people take fall damage. That's why you can like drop a bug, the wind resistance or whatever. I don't know. Like it's some physics stupid bullshit that they're making up. They're like, no, it's real. It's science. It's like, I'm onto you, man. Yeah, they don't die, like, you're good. You're good. You're good. So, yeah, we don't take fall damage. This is a pretty well-known fact. Short people do not take fall damage. Sorry if you are... Okay, we're making the camera big. So it bothers people. The camera should be nice and big for the purpose of bothering. How's that? Oh, what's wrong with my hair today? It's like weirdly humid. Like both in and outside of my apartment, which is weird for California because California is usually so fucking dry. Or at the very least, LA is so dry. All right. This is good. Yes, camera is nice and big. Okay, where were we? Right. You don't know humid until you come to Georgia. Forget about Georgia. Okay, first of all, I lived a year in Florida, all right? But forget about Florida, because at least in the South, there are a lot of cities that have a lot of breeze, so you don't really feel the humidity. If you want to talk about humidity, go to fucking Virginia. Virginia humidity was the worst humidity I've ever experienced in my fucking life. Because there was no breeze. It was just like, and the worst infrastructure I've ever seen in my goddamn fucking life. It's just like concrete and a couple trees here and there. And it's just like, it was not good. All right. Thus, that means you're a Florida woman, Denims? I guess so. I guess so. Avoid Virginia. Got it. No, Virginia is no joke, dude. No joke. And I went to Georgia in the summer. Again, it's like when you're by the water, the humidity isn't that bad. I don't mean to be too crazy, but a breeze and humidity is way better than dry heat and a breeze. That's just my opinion. That's just my humble opinion. I like humidity. I know this is like a controversial opinion. Mostly because it's great for my skin. However, I cannot, like, the breeze is what makes or breaks it. It's not the humidity. Fuck the humidity. Humidity is so irrelevant. Dry heat with a breeze is just an air fryer. I know, whereas, like, at least when it's humid and there's a breeze, it just kind of feels like you're by the beach. With no breach, humidity is so horrible. Humidity is like, It's like suffocating. It's like, actually, it's like suffocating. I can't. I'm being rage baited. I gotta get out of here. What is this place? Guys, I took my cat to the vet. Wait, story time. I took Wormy to the vet because I want to get like a little. Okay, so those of you who know, my cats are really fucking annoying. And they bother me all day because they want love and they want to be like, they want playtime and they want me to play fetch with them and they just want constant entertainment, which is fucked up because I checked and Wormy's like, she's almost 5 years old. Like, grow up, girl. Oh, I want you to play with me. Oh my gosh. Like, I want you to take out the fishing pole and run around. Like, grow up. Like, you're already 5 years old. Like, grow up. No, but she does want to play all the time. And it pisses me off because sometimes I'll be working and I'm like, finally, I can sit down and get some work done. And it's like she knows. She fucking knows. She's like, oh, you wanted to work right now? That's funny. I'm going to sit right here and meow at the loudest volume I can. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. Like, it's not like it's ear-piercingly loud. And it's so funny, too, because she's so shy around new people. If anyone else is here, she's like, oh, me? I don't say a peep. I'm a good worm. I'm... No, I don't say anything. And as soon as there's no one, as soon as it's just me, she's back to screaming at the top of her fucking lungs. So I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy a little catio. And every time she starts pissing me off, I'm going to put her outside in the catio because she loves going out on like a harness. So I'm like, surely if I put her in the catio where she's nice and safe, she can't injure or kill any birds, she won't get lost or get hit by, like, it's, for anyone who doesn't know, it's just like a, maybe I should show you guys a picture of what a catio looks like. This is a good visual representation of a catio. It's basically just like gay baby jail. So I was thinking to do that, but I was like, okay, before I can do that, what I need to do is get her some flea medication, preventative flea medication, right? And you just put like the flea medication right on like the back of their neck, and then they're good. They're good to go. And I'm like, okay, let me just, that's for birds. I'm sorry, does this look like a fucking bird to you? What type of fucking birds do you got that look like this? It's not for birds, big dog. Here's one that has a real life cat in it. And you could tell me if your birds look like this, man. So yeah, I was gonna get one of these. You have room for that outside your apartment? I have like a tiny little patio, so there's enough space for like a small catio. And so I was thinking, you know, like I'll do that, right? So she's nice and safe. She can't get out, and then she gets entertainment. And that's what I've done in the past where I've had like tiny little balconies, and I like, at one point I put up, I could probably show you guys, I put up like a fence. I installed like a wire fence so she couldn't get out because I was stressed that she would try and jump. But she was just like, she's just so damn annoying for a cat. Like cats are just supposed to be like there and they're just supposed to chill. And she just like, oh my God. She's just not like that. She's just not like that. She does not just chill. She does not just chill. She just wants like constant entertainment. So, and so I'm thinking I'm going to get one of these, throw her out there every time she just starts meowing. And she's like, come on, please entertain me, entertain me, entertain me. So I'll do that. So, but of course, before I do that, I want to give her some flea medication so she doesn't get any fleas or get any other bugs. So I go to the vet to go get this flea medication for her. And me and this vet, we go way back. And by go way back, I mean I went to them when they had just opened their practice. So I got to see the practice change so many times. And I'm sitting down and I'm like, you know, like, hey, man, like at one point, the vet put out like in the lobby, he put out like straight up like alcohol. Like he had like margaritas and like tequila out for anyone who just wanted some. And it was all free. Like it's just like, hey, you guys are just sitting here waiting anyways, you know. Sometimes you can wait for like hours just for them to do something or whatever. So he's like, yeah, go ahead. You know, chillax if you want to. And I saw there was no open bar. That's not legal. No. It's fine. You just can't have You can't sell alcohol. I'm pretty sure you just can't sell alcohol. So anyways, so I'm like, you know, I'm sitting there waiting, and then I finally get seen by the vet, and the vet's like, oh, you know, how's it going? Blah, blah. I'm like, oh, it's good, it's good. What happened to the alcohol? And he was like, okay, so you'll never believe it. So then so now we're like 2 layers deep on story time. So, he tells me a lady came in with her dog, and she was like, I don't know what's wrong with my dog. Like, he's just like shaking, and he's like jittery, and like, he's just acting weird. And, the main vet, I'm putting my cat down so I can get a strawberry to stop. So what were we talking about? So he's like, yeah, so I go to speak to one of the other vets, and the vet says, like, that dog is on meth. Like, that's a dog on meth. Like, I've seen that before in my practice. That's a dog on meth. And I'm just sitting here. I'm just like, I'm drinking my coffee, because now he just has coffee and tea, and I'm just drinking my coffee, you know, waiting to hear about how my cat's doing. But I'm like, okay, wait, keep going. And he's like, yeah, so like, you know, we don't like tell the lady that, because, you know, she's not going to take it well. So we're like, yeah, we'll do some blood work and whatever, and we'll check and see what's wrong with your dog. And he says that they did the blood work, and that dog was on meth. That dog was on meth. And so they tell her, they're like, hey, like, you know, the blood work came back, and your dog is, you know, on meth. And then this lady starts like screaming, and she's like, you gave my dog meth. How could you give my dog meth? How dare you accuse me of getting my dog on meth? And they're like, what the hell? Like, you came to us with your fucking jittery ass dog. Like, what the hell do you want us to do? Yeah, we just have meth lying around that we give to dogs when they come in jittery. Like, hello? Like, what the hell is wrong with you, lady? And she's like screaming up and down, and they're like, yeah, we have to, like, you know, keep your dog. I'm sorry that you're upset, but like, this isn't a joke. Like, we have to the dog has to stay overnight and get like an IV or whatever to stabilize him. And she's like, okay, well, you know, if he's not okay, and if like anything happens, you know, there's going to be a fucking problem. And this lady is like going insane, like, in their clinic. And they're like, okay, well, whatever. So they keep the dog overnight. And then this lady comes back at like 3 a.m. in the morning, and she's like, smashing the door and like hitting the door and being like, let me get my dog. Let me get my fucking dog back. And so he hears about this, so he calls the cops on her. He's like, dude, you're gonna break in my practice, and you're gonna fucking let all the dogs out. Like, oh my God. And then she gets like really mad. And then she just starts like review bombing them. And then they come in the next morning, and I guess she's more chill. And then it's like her and her partner, and her partner's like really somber and quiet. And she comes in, and I guess this time she's wearing like, I don't know, like a tank top or something. And she's like covered in like little like burn marks and scabs and stuff. And he's just like, and he's like, yeah, I mean, like, I can't not, like, I don't remember if he gave the dog back or what. I wasn't paying attention at this point in the story, because I was kind of like mouth agape at the entirety of the story. Anyway, she eventually called like the cops on the practice and like review bombed the shit out of them, and was like, well, they have alcohol in the practice, so they're giving alcohol to all the animals, and they're giving meth to all the animals. And it's like, so then they had to, you know, put the animals away. They had to, you know, no more alcohol for people. No more alcohol for people. Yeah. No more liquor for the people. Oh, right. Wait, sorry. She reported him to the medical board, and the medical board was like, hey, you're not in trouble or anything, but like, you know, it's not like, I don't think it's even illegal, but they were like, you're not in trouble or anything, but you should probably get rid of the alcohol. And he was like, all right, well, whatever, sure. We'll get rid of the alcohol, like. And then he said that since then, every single repeat like customer that he's had has come in and been like, dude, where's the alcohol? And then he shares this story. And it's like, damn, one lady ruined it for everybody else. That's fucked up, dude. That is fucked up. But the vet is cool. The vet's really cool, and he cares a lot about the animals. And he, you know, I've never had a bad experience at that office. So yeah, he took my cat and was like, oh, we'll do some blood. Because she's been weird. But she's just a weird cat. Everybody who has cats is like, my cat's just fucking weird sometimes. So I figured if I'm taking her in anyways, I was like, can you just like do some blood work? Because sometimes she just like looks at the water and then starts meowing. But cats just do that sometimes. Cats just are just weird sometimes. And also, usually, the thing to be worried about with cats is when they start like hiding and they just like sit under the bed and they don't want to see you. Like that's when you should be concerned. Because that's usually like they think they're dying or something, or they're in pain, so they're trying to like die in a corner. Like that's what you should always be concerned about. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure she's just being weird when she's just looking at the water and she's just meowing at it sometimes. But I've seen her drink water, like everything's fine. She wants her. No, I turned the running water on for her, and then she just like keeps meowing at it, and I'm like, I don't know what you want exactly. Like I don't. So she might just be being weird. So I was like, can you just like run some blood work on her and just let me know that everything's okay or whatever. So yeah, that's that. I just wanted to share that meth story. And then the vet just started telling me about how a bunch of veterinarians all kill themselves. And he was like, yeah, they just take like, because, you know, we sometimes have to euthanize animals when they're, you know, yeah, when it's unlikely that they can recover. And he's like, yeah, and a lot of veterinarians, they just can't handle, you know, the things that they run into. So they just like do that. And he's like, yeah, I remember I worked at a place and then this lady took the, whatever they used for euthanizing animals. I don't know what the drug is. And he walked in the bathroom and this woman killed herself. And I was like, okay, I don't really want to know that. Yeah, could you just tell me? That's crazy. So yeah, he just took her. I love that vet though. He does care a lot about the animals. And like, he doesn't try and like scam his customers. Cause like when I went in last time, he did like 4 x-rays and he only charged me for 1. He's like, it like, you know, I want to run a practice where people feel comfortable bringing their pets and they don't feel like they're going to get scammed. And like, yeah, I could charge you for all 4, but like, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I just want people already like sometimes won't get the treatment that their animal should get because they can't afford it. And if I'm lucky enough that I have a practice where I already own all of the equipment, I don't want to overcharge when I don't like, or charge the same amount that other vets will charge, because I want people to get the treatment that they need for their pet. So as long as we make enough that like everyone can get paid and hopefully retire, that's enough. Like I'm not trying to like do more than that. And I'm like, damn, cool. Girl, let me know where this guy is and I will go there and take my cats. It's called like Paw Central. It's in LA. I think it's called like Paw Central or something. No, it's not called that. It's called wait, I have a photo. Paw Center. Paw Center. It's in LA. But yeah, I recommend everybody that, you know, has pets go there. It's cool. But okay, moving on. We have a lot of stuff to get to, so let's just get right into it. First, foremost, I feel like I want to watch Fantano's video. Okay. Please enjoy. Oh, Kratos, welcome. Oh, I forgot to show you guys. Well, it doesn't matter. It's fine. Just one of the funny memes I saw of this one. It was like Chinese developers versus American developers or something like that. Maybe I can find it. I think it's worth finding. Hold up. Wait. We're just going all over the place today. No, that's later. That's for later. Pretty sure I saved it. Dude, I have so much fun variety stuff to get to. Here it is. There was another one that was pretty good also, but I missed it. Back to the Kratos thing for just a second. Western game developers intentionally uglify male characters. What further proof is needed? And then it says West, and it's one of the main characters from GTA 5, and then Japan is Leon Kennedy. I don't know the Korea or China examples. This one's making me. There are so many gay straight dudes. Dude, for real. Dude, for real. There was one that was even funnier. I don't have it. Fuck. How did I not save it? Oh, dude, this was what the other person was talking about as well. Not attractive about Kratos. He's the kind of character only straight men find attractive. Like, for example, if you want to show an attractive man from the license, here's an example. Dude, women were so horny for Thor. They were, I remember seeing on my feed, all the women into like dad bods were like, hey, yo. Hey, yo. Oh, he's slutty. Oh, he's slutty, slutty. And I have to say, real. Real. Let me see if I can. I'm going to do one more search, and if I can't find it, that's okay. Him and Gragas in the same room. Throw in the wine god from Smite. I don't remember the name. I know he's not from Smite, to be clear. I'm just talking about the iteration. Bacchus. There we go. Thanks. Oh man, it's gone forever, but that's okay. It's like this. It's this image of like this video game character, and he's just like wearing like a little apron. I thought I saved it, but I guess I didn't. But that's fine. All right, let's close all of these. And here we go. Here's this. But, you know, it's not relevant. All right. Next segment. Now we can get to the Fantano video. Let's go. Lock in, everybody.
To all the detractors who are saying that I'm targeting women, that I'm a hypocrite for suing for copyright infringement, I just have this to say. I don't care. What I do hope, though, is that you'll support their crowdfunding efforts to defend themselves. Because let's face it, I want to make sure there's money left over for me when I win my lawsuits.
I don't really want to say too much here because I truly don't have to say too much. And I don't like to spend, you know, a whole lot of time on the internet directly going at, in a very dramatic way, other creators. You know, it's like the purpose of my platform for the most part, even though I do like to kind of shit on right wingers and, you know, total pieces of garbage on the internet who I think make the music community worse. When it comes to like the broad content creator sphere, unless somebody's like, you know, just being completely wrong-headed about some music or talking about me or just being like a real fucking idiot, I like to keep mostly quiet and just like kind of chill. And I don't pay attention to a whole lot of streamers to begin with, you know, across the board. But I feel like what just happened here needs to be discussed because it's a very broad issue that affects all content creation across the internet. But what seems to have happened, thankfully, is Denims. I stream, but I don't consider myself like, you know, a hardcore streamer. But I'll say fellow streamer Denims just got a tentative ruling in the lawsuit leveled against her by Ethan Klein of the H3H3 podcast. Now,
that's me.
Now, I don't want to spend, you know, this little rant here and this talk kind of getting into the nitty gritty of the content nuke and Ethan's psychosexual obsession with Hassan and iDubbbz and Anissa and a host of other things that about the whole situation I just particularly find weird. Are there elements of these dynamics that Ethan genuinely feels like, you know, burned about and pissed off about, like maybe possibly I feel like I don't know enough about these interpersonal relationships, again, on a personal level, to really comment on that front. What pisses me off about the whole thing and what makes this tentative ruling in Denims's favor about all of this, what makes me happy about this with joy, is like, look, no matter what problem you have with any of these people, personally or politically, whatever, you cannot be using this as an opportunity to destroy internet content creation and reaction content, commentary content. I don't care how up your own ass you are. I don't care how psycho you are. I don't care how demented or mentally ill you are. You cannot be using your millions of dollars, and you cannot be using your platform to sue and go after other creators simply for the sin of reacting to your content, good or not, and having their own thoughts and opinions about it that you don't like. There are lots of people who comment on.
And let me say, if you read a lot of the reading, or sorry, a lot of the original court document from Ethan about my reaction, it becomes very clear that his problem with my reaction is not that any of the comments that I made about his perception of malicious theft or whatever the fuck he wants to call it, which we'll talk about in a little bit. It has everything to do with the fact that I made fun of him and made fun of his video. That's why he spends so much of his original filing talking about how he's so based and he's the bestest. And how I'm so incorrect and wrong about everything that I said on in the video. That's what that court document, I don't think was meant to be an actual court document. It was meant to be like something people read online and are like, whoa, he's so epic based. And he's breaking down why he's based and right. And his content puke is not a content puke. It's a content nuke.
And talk about my content. Are there situations in which I would maybe take legal action if those comments happen to come from a defamatory place and it was like all and out, like complete lies or whatever? I mean, sure, but that's a different thing than going after somebody just merely for reacting to your content and making the claim that it was stealing. Making the claim that this person is stealing from you by reacting to your content. Bro, that is literally how you got started on the internet, dude. You literally had your own fair use lawsuit about this same shit.
The undisputed purpose of the defendant's live stream is to contest, criticize, and mock the plaintiff's message, which the courts have found weighs in favor of fair use due to its transformative nature. And they even proceed to cite Ethan Klein's case.
I feel bad and I regret ever having platformed you and had you on my own channel on a podcast and pushed people in your direction because you turned around and ended up doing this. And again, I'm not even talking about whatever sort of like political or ideological sort of, disagreements you may have with these individuals or that I may have with you. That's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about you're literally using your platform and literally using these petty disagreements, your own emotions that you're so tied up in this situation to destroy the very industry that we all operate within because you're mad that you're getting criticized. Are some of those criticisms unfair? And are they coming from like weird terminally online psychos that are on Reddit or this platform or that platform? Yeah, I'm sure some of them are.
I mean, like the reality is if you exist on the internet and even if you're not controversial, but if you're even a little bit controversial, like the reality is that people are just going to make shit up about you and they're going to be annoying towards you. And Ethan knows that. Like that's like part, as much as I don't want it to be part of the deal, it's part of the deal with content that there are just freaks on the internet that will talk about you and make up random shit about you. Yeah, like Miss Rachel, I mean, like literally, like it's that is the I think probably the big major downside of doing any content on the internet. I don't watch streamers, but wanted to congratulate you on the tentative W. Thanks, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Also, I saw something earlier that I wanted to say thank you about. You probably don't remember me, but I'm the guy who made the monkey edit of Ela when she called y'all dancing monkeys. I'm glad you won your lawsuit. Well, it's not a complete victory yet. I still have to wait for the tentative ruling to become official, but thank you. Also, that video lived in my head rent free. That video is crazy. That video. Oh, that edit. Oh my God, man. Actually, everyone loves me, so no one makes up stuff about me. Oh, true. True. Spencer W. Wait a minute. True. YouTube watcher here, finally catching it live. Welcome. Welcome. All right, continuing.
To all the detractors.
5 minutes.
I deal with those types of people too all the time. But to be going after other streamers for commenting on your content, and if this lawsuit ended up going in Ethan Klein's favor, effectively would have destroyed the business model of anybody and everybody doing this same exact thing. Reacting to other content, commenting on other content, transformatively critiquing and pulling apart other content that would have created such an ugly, horrible, just destructive, slippery slope. And you did it over some bullshit. You did it over some stupid, mindless, petty, emotional.
It's so crazy how so many of these same exact like Sloptubers fought Pirate Software for so long because Pirate Software was not being very Pirate Software. And he was actively pushing for corporations to have more power over consumers. And at the moment that it's just an enemy that they like, they like disliking, it's like, yes, corporations and people with the most money possible, they should have the power to do whatever they want to the rest of us. Yes. It's like, what?
Moronic bullshit is literally all you did it for. You didn't do it for any other reason other than some petty, stupid bullshit. And I'm glad that Denims had it rule in her favor. Not only because, you know, I like and respect Denims as a streamer, but this would have been bad for everybody making content on the internet if this had ruled in Ethan's favor. So I'm just coming on here and just celebrating this W, not for anyone's sake other than all of us.
Which I did see, and we'll talk about it later. I did see that clip of me talking about MoistCr1TiKaL and talking about Philly D and whatever. A lot of people are like, I know that they're being bad faith because that's the internet, but a lot of people are being bad faith and being like, well, why would they care about whoever the fuck Denims is? And it's like, okay, surely you can't be that stupid, man. It has nothing to do with who's getting sued, you fucking idiot. It has to do with what the lawsuit is about. It could be anyone getting sued for copyright infringement or getting DMCA'd or whatever. If it's wrongful and the person reacted and they doubled the length of the video, you shouldn't be on the side of the person that you like. You should be on the side of the principled position, which is we should keep internet nonsense on the internet when the person isn't stealing your content. When there is very clearly an attempt to transform the content. Like, hello? Like, I don't care. Like, I don't really care about any of these people liking me. You should want a precedent that improves React content if you personally engage in React content.
Because if you like this stream, if you like the content of any person.
Which, by the way, people who don't like Ethan today understand this concept well. Like, no one here is like, oh, I hate that Ethan lost his first law, or sorry, I hate that Ethan won his first lawsuit for fair use. Like, no, I'm glad that he won that. What? I'm glad that he won that and he strengthened React content and he made companies and made corporations and made like millionaires and billionaires with content. He made it harder for them to just like take down any content that they didn't like. Like, what? That's good. That was a good thing that he did. So you don't have to like me. Like, I don't really care like about random people liking me, but like, shouldn't you be able to like recognize that a lawsuit that is going to potentially stifle criticism on the internet, that would be bad? Shouldn't you just have a principled stance regardless of who is getting sued and who is doing the suing?
On the internet where they are reacting to a video or talking about somebody else's video or talking about some other piece of content somebody made and incorporated clips or incorporated a snippet here, a section there, or, you know, reacting to a full video on a stream, it would have been fucking dunzo. It would have been donezo. Like, it would have set legal precedent that would have allowed any other content creator to go out.
I think worse, it would have set social precedent. Because forget about legal precedent. Suing someone and suing other people being socially acceptable is all about social precedent. And I think making that okay is bad. I think having an environment where everyone's so lawsuit happy that everyone is suing everyone else is bad for people who want to share their opinions on things. Like, what? That's not, huh?
After a streamer, go after a YouTuber monetarily, have this video, that video, this other thing pulled down, taken down. And look, we're already dealing with a litany of that every week.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Does anyone like you? Unfollowing soon, you muppet. No, for sure. All the people that like sub, they hate me. That's why they spend $5 a month supporting the stream. They actually despise me, and that's why they're all primed and tier 1 and tier 2 subbed. Yeah. So true.
They should be kissing Denims' feet.
I kind of forgot about that. Random Tiger, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Yeah. Correct. There's a first time for everything. There's a first time for
They should be kissing Denims' feet.
people liking my stream. Or there's a ooh, oh no, your 2015 account was worth a kill yourself? It can't have been. Bro ulted. He ran out of moves. He was like, you know what? KYS. You know what? I'm willing to sacrifice my 2015 account. You guys know my rule, which is whenever shitters come in, I like to have fun with the shitters. I like to mock them. I like to roll around in the mud, have some fun. But if you do something that is against the terms of service of Twitch, like threatening harm or violence or telling people to kill themselves, I do have to report your account. I do. I'm sorry. You could call me uggo. You can call me a bitch. You can call me a vile fucking human being. You can say anything that you want. I'm just gonna block you, move on, or like ban you, move on. But come on, dude. That's bad behavior. That's BM, man. You should know better, man. You should know better. Oh, tough. Let's see. I always forget which one it is. Is it this one? I think it's always self-harm. Yes, there we go. All right. Well, you guys know the drill. Go for it. Sit in the corner and think about what you've done, buddy. Think about what you've done. CUM. Do not.
Week when it comes to movies and music and these massive corporations that like throw their weight around online and make it difficult to pull apart any content coming out of the mainstream these days. We don't need to be doing it from content creator to content creator. It's complete bullshit. So look, if you consume any content like this, you enjoy any content like this, you need to be aware of this lawsuit. You need to be aware of this ruling, and you need to be sharing it, and you need to be like celebrating it, because we really did genuinely I mean, I feel like if you had 2 brain cells to rub together and, you already saw sort of like previous, sort of like rulings in regards to fair use law, as long as Denims was willing to sort of like put up the legal fight, chances were it wasn't going to go in Ethan's favor. But there were 2 other people who we pressured here legally who were not able to withstand the prolonged fees and all of that shit, who, I feel very bad and I feel very sorry for. Ethan was happy to sort of like harass legally out of house and home almost, because it became so expensive to continue fighting him with lawyers. And I've been in this situation recently too. I mean, not over a, copyright thing, with that douchebag Ronnie Radke. I spent tens of thousands of dollars to get that W, only to get paid, my legal fees, but it was like, I still ended up spending more money in the long run on all that. It was still a complete fucking waste of my time. Was, stressful to at least some degree. Obviously not as stressful as it was, I'm sure, for the loser who lost. So, I mean, I've been in these situations before, and I know how
The loser who lost is so good, dude. It's just more that it's like a massive waste of time. And it's like, How do I say this? It's a great way to get social approval or like to get permission from an audience to basically dox someone. So when I win all of this, I don't get to complain afterward. Neither do any of the other people that got doxxed get to complain afterwards and be like, hey, what the hell was that all about, man? What the fuck? Because it's like, well, it's just the law. It's just the law. It's like, okay, dude, if it's just the law, then why did you proceed to censor in your original video your lawyer's personal information, but not any of the people you're suing's personal information? Like, come on, man. Kilotonics talks about this in his video as well. Let me see if I can pull it up, actually.
Scary and weird and freaky it can be to have like a complete psychopath and weirdo going after you with like these seedy, shitty, no moral having, garbage, ambulance chasing, shithead lawyer freaks who will literally agree to do anything so long as you pay them to do it. I know that feeling and it's not very good. And I absolutely, commend Denims for, putting up the legal fight that she needed to in order to get this ruling and get this to where it needed to be, because Denims deserves really truly like some accolades for doing this, because her withstanding this and bringing it to this point and defending herself inadvertently, secondary.
There is something a little bit comical about the fact that like, sorry, this pause frame is brutal. Let me try and save it. There is something kind of like very comical about the fact that all the Sloptubers that are like, I hope she loses. I hope she loses. Please, God, let her lose. Would all be harmed by my losing. Like that would weaken any cases against them, any copyright cases against them, because my case would be cited then as precedent against them. Like they would be some of the people that would be the most harmed by that. Like, please let her lose. I don't want to react to videos anymore. Yeah. So insane.
Is really like a public service to all of this, because had this ruling gone in Ethan Klein's favor, or had she folded and allowed Ethan to run roughshod over her just for reacting to the content nuke that he did, this would have meant that, again, it would be more difficult for other content creators to do this sort of thing. To do exactly what I'm doing, to do exactly the sort of content that I'm sure you guys react to other creators do on the internet, other creators doing, whether they're talking about politics, whether they're talking about.
Here, this was the Kilotonics timestamp that I want to show you guys. We're like, it's interesting that no one was talking about this part.
Like this before.
He's doing a spite lawsuit trying to ruin our lives. And God forbid I actually fight back against a fucking total fraudulent copyright lawsuit. Well, fuck you, bro.
Or how he spent the last 2 years complaining about online harassment. But in the versions of these complaints that Ethan linked under his announcement video, he censored his lawyer's contact information, obviously to try to prevent harassment. But he did nothing to protect the identities of the 3 defendants, which were previously not widely known. I mean, sure, court filings are public, but then why censor anything at all? Ethan knew what he was trying to protect his lawyer from, but he declined to try to offer that same protection to the defendants and published it to millions of people. I don't know if most people would think of this as doxing, but I don't know what else to call it. And if that is what this was, we shouldn't be surprised. Ethan—
No, he censored his lawyer's information just cause, and then he just like forgot to censor people's legal names. It's just, he totally forgot to do that. He just, oopsie. Like,
movies, whether they're talking about whatever piece of content they're pulling apart or commentating on. But yeah, poor Casey-tron had to do a hostage video apology toward Ethan like she was being held at gunpoint on the internet, which is fucking crazy. Yeah, shout out to the Anthony Fantano in San Diego. Yeah, no, H3 weaponizing the copyright system because of political reasons is fucking pathetic. Again, we came so close to like shit being completely burned to the ground because this moron had to take something that is so vital to all of our content and burn it all down and essentially say like, well, I'm taking my ball and going home because you made a piece of content talking about my content that I don't like. Fuck you. Again, shout out to Denims, and I'm glad that it blew up in Ethan's face and that everybody got to witness it. And really, like, 15K likes and 600 retweets on this is shockingly low. Like, there should be way more people openly celebrating this because we really truly did just like dodge a fucking bullet. And the precedent that Ethan's last lawsuit along fair use lines, the precedent that set, he literally just tried to burn it to the ground over some personal petty shit, which is just, again, ridiculous. And it's crazy to sort of like see the contrast between then and now in terms of like this man's public perception and optics. Like when he originally won that last lawsuit, he was a hero to the internet because he allowed.
And I think that's one of the craziest things too. Like, people who didn't even know who Ethan Klein was before his lawsuit were like, damn, I don't even watch your content. I don't even know you, but good on you, man. Good on you fighting these like rich bastards that like are just using their wealth to bully other people because they don't like what's being said about them.
For there to be sort of this like, open and normalized discussion and engagement with sort of transformative content creation and reacting to other things online that has become the standard. And now you're trying to rip it away from everybody because you're pissed off over some personal shit. I'm sorry, but it's just stupid as fuck. So shout out to Denims. If you are, still on the Bird app, as satanic and as awful as it is, I do recommend that you go on here and give her some congratulations and share this if you can, because I do feel like more people need to be aware of, how big of a W this is for the internet and everybody.
Thanks, Mr. Melon. Shout out Fantano, dude. Shout out Mr. Melon Man, bro. Hell fucking yeah, dude. I mean, like, the thing that's crazy too is like, I would even understand people being like, I don't like Denims, her camera's too big, but yeah, I'm glad that she's winning the lawsuit because I react to content and I want other people to be able to react to content, and you should be able to be an asshole and react to content. Like, you shouldn't have to glaze someone just to watch their content. Like, that's also not part of like the fair use ruling. It's not like, thou shall be allowed to react to videos on the internet if you glazeth the original creator. Like, that's not even part of like fair use ruling. If anything, the opposite tends to be true, which is when you have more scathing criticisms, that's what needs to be and should be protected the most. So like I would understand any of these Sloptubers being like, damn, I hate her. She's a vile human being. And her camera, and it's so big, but yeah, I'm glad that like, I want to keep reacting to content. Yeah, that would be a good thing. That's how it should be. Like, every person who makes content like that should be hating Ethan in the lawsuit. It's just like, I just don't. It's so bizarro. It's so bizarro. Okay. This was much better than the MoistCritiKaL video. Okay. Oh. All right, guys, lock in. We're going to watch the MoistCritiKaL video. It was so good, dude. It's so good.
I think
I watched like,
I don't know how many more times.
I watched like half of it when I was awake, and then the other half when I was like dying. Like, I was like half awake. I was right about to pass out, and then I watched the rest of it. So I don't really remember the second half, so that'll be fresh reacts. But the first half is pretty incredible. Okay. I want to share it with you guys. All right, lock in. Lock in.
I just heard about the H3 vs. iDubbbz defamation lawsuit and spent the last 3 or so hours learning about it and getting into the nitty-gritty, figuring out all the bits and pieces and getting all the morsels of information I could find to really put the nipple clamps on it and figure out what all the hoopla is. And it is a real thing. The pugilistic legal paperwork has been filed against iDubbbz.
Okay. We're back. We're back. Yay, we're back. Yay. I think I lose like a year off my life every time my computer crashes. And then I lose like a month off my life every time I get tech support. It's brutal. Brutal living. Okay. We're back though. We're back. We're so back. Let me close this stuff. All right. Hold up, spam this chat. All right. And then, yeah, my computer got cringe overloaded. Can't believe he would resort to this type of violence against my stream. This type of silencing of my stream. Damn him. All right. Okay, is this good? Perfect. Let's get back to what we were watching. Okay. When is your final ruling? There's no set day or time on that. Basically, the judge just, it's in a pile of other things that he has to rule on. And sometimes those rulings come out in a couple days, and sometimes they come out in a couple months. So I know as much as you guys know. All right. Back to where we were. Okay. Sorry about that.
But still, if they take from this that...
Let's start over, because I don't know how much you guys continued to hear when it was crashing. Oh, I forgot to say. Oh my god. Chat, we got new emotes. I forgot to say. I mean, I see some people repping the emotes in chat. But we got new emotes, everybody. We got DNM Shake, and we also got DNM Bald. Yes, yes. Animated emotes rise up. Yes. Please, please, yes. Rejoice, rejoice. If you don't have these emotes, are you even a true Denims fan? Are you even a real Denims enjoyer? If you don't even have these emotes, you need to tier 1 sub right now for these emotes. Right now. You need to tier 2 sub or tier 3 sub. You get a secret special nothing if you tier 3 sub right now. All right? Right now. Amerikazam. Still no flan prank. I don't even know what the fuck that would look like. Okay. Yes. And I know some of you guys are sitting on some prime subs right now. I want to see some damn primers in chat. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Spread the word. Spread the good word of DNM Shake. Please, ladies and gentlemen, the people need to see. Don't sub, her camera's too big. All right. Let's go. Where were we?
Just heard about the H3 versus iDubbbz defamation lawsuit and spent the last 3 or so hours learning about it and getting into the nitty-gritty, figuring out all the bits and pieces and getting all the morsels of information I could find to really put the nipple clamps on it and figure out what all the hoopla is. And it is a real thing. The pugilistic legal paperwork has been filed against iDubbbz, so now they're gonna duke it out, not with knuckle sandwiches, but with extremely expensive litigation. Off rip, before I even get into the spaghetti and meatballs of the actual story here, There is just something that pets my peeves. There is something that grinds my gears, greases my cheeks so much I can't resist yapping about it briefly. When I was in the trenches digging around for information about what all of this is about, I kept seeing people say that I refuse to cover these kind of things for a variety of different reasons. I'm ignoring it, this and that. I don't know how many more times I need to say this. I am just really not online that much these days. The only streams I watch are like the Summer Games Fest and like events like that, but I don't watch streams. I don't watch a lot of YouTube, and I don't go on Twitter, like, at all. I still...
So I was muted. Now he's muted. First he crashes my computer, now he's muting my mic, dude. What the hell? The most fucked up thing about this statement was a bunch of people in the comments section being like, press X to doubt. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. I will tell you guys, outside of making content, I do spend the majority of my time playing video games with friends, so I do miss a lot of stories and I don't keep up with a lot of stories. So I get it. I understand when you're like on the internet but you're pretty normie core. But like, you make videos every day consistently. And you know what? Let me see. Hold up. Let's pull it up. One sec. Meant to pull this up right now. Hold. And you streamed this often? This is for the past 3 months. 64 active days out of 92 days. Like, you're online, man. You're online. You're stop it. Come on, dude. Come on, man. And that's why there's people in the comments, in his comment section, being like, not that online. Okay. Okay.
have Twitter because I send and reply to DMs through there sometimes for...
Wait, actually, I'm kind of curious. Hold up. He's more active than I am. Oh, no. Oh, no. Twitch is my main platform and he's more active than me. Oh, no. I only have 49 out of 92 active days. Oh, yeah, but he's mostly playing League. Oh, well, I can't tell if you're being legit or not. I don't watch his streams, so I don't know. But what I will say is, just by virtue of being someone that comments on things, you will get people who will tune in and will say, hey, have you seen this? Hey, have you seen this? Like, I would say at least 20% of the stuff that I talk about, or 20% of the stuff that I learn about online, is because people in chat send it to me. So, all right, let's get back to it.
Like events, like Tyler won's League of Legends tournament. I heard from him on Twitter DM, so I have it for reasons like that. But I don't like doom scroll Twitter and see a bunch of things anymore. Look at the last tweet I made. So like I don't see a lot of these things that are going on anymore. But for some reason, everyone jumps to, oh, he must be ignoring it. He's got to be ignoring it. We can really tell a lot about this guy from the things he refuses to cover.
He's so hurt by this. Aw. Almost feel kind of bad. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, Charlie.
I just don't see them. The things I do hear about come from my friends sending them to me, or when I stream chat telling me about them, putting them on my radar. But if neither of those two avenues show it to me or tell me about it, I just never hear about it. And I'm not even a fucking streamer anymore, not full time. I'm like a semi-retired streamer. I stream sometimes. And sometimes I'll stream like 3-4 days in a row.
I don't know what the point of this one was. He streamed June 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. I think I've streamed how many days of June have I streamed? Oh no. I'm gonna get canceled for being a streamer that doesn't stream. Oh no! I've only streamed 4 days in June. Oh fuck. Oh fuck, dude. Oh my god, dude. Oh, you know who's semi-retired? Pokimane. Let's go check hers. Like, Pokimane, I feel like more often than not, she's not live. Like, let's see. 3 months. But, like, that's because, like, the platform treats her poorly. Like, she just, like, she can say anything and she'll just get clipped. Like, I saw her getting clipped the other day for saying that she acts more like a brat now or something like that. And people got to, yeah, she's semi-retired. 16 out of 92 days. Like, she just doesn't stream as much on Twitch anymore. And she just mostly does, like, content on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, which good for her, queen. Like, because anytime she says anything, it's like, sometimes this stuff is not for everyone. It's just like for the girlies or whatever. Like, it's so funny also showing some of the stuff that she gets clipped for to like normies. Because they're like, I don't understand what she said that was even like wrong or whatever. Like, huh? Let me show you guys the most recent thing. This is a great segue to talk about this because I kind of wanted to talk about this, but I was like, And the only thing that she's gotten, like, within the last 5 years, the only thing that people got mad at her that she did was, like, the cookies, which is, like, I'm sorry, really quickly. Every single content creator is overcharging for their merch. I'm pretty sure, like, Charlie is charging, like, $20, $30 or dollars plus for, like, a t-shirt with, like, a little, like, water drop logo on it. But, like, nobody, go for it, man. Markets are determined by price is demand is, oh my god. Price is determined by how much people are willing to pay for something. And I never understood why people got so mad about like the cookies thing. It's like, what? It was also $28 for 4 bags. People are idiots. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get why people got so mad. It's like, and then she made a joke where she's like, if you're broke, just say so. And people got like so hurt about it. It's like, dude, you should go and watch other Twitch streamers. They call their viewers poor like literally all day, all night. That's like the average like Moon stream is just him calling everyone like brokies. It's just a joke. People just like, they see a woman doing it. They're like, oh, you can't be joking. You have to be serious. I hate you. It's like, what the hell? Calm down, dude. Oh my God. Why are you still hurt about this? Yeah, this was, this clip. And I'm going to go further, guys. I'm going to go further. People who watch this broadcast know this about me already. But watch this.
Like, when a guy tries to impress me, how do I say this? I've gotten a little brattier as the years go on. Like, if a guy does something and he's like, sorry, I'm dead ass, like, your sorry does nothing for me. But because it doesn't. Like, a sorry doesn't undo what happened. Fix it.
I just want to ask a quick question here. If you're in a relationship, man or woman, and your partner does something to you that you didn't like and you communicate that, why the fuck shouldn't you want them to fix what they messed up? Like, if your girlfriend unplugs or, like, breaks your fucking PS5 because you're not paying attention to her or whatever, her being like, oh, I'm sorry. It's like, that's not good enough. Like, hello? That's not cool, man. Like, words are cheap. You should try and, like, actually fix. An apology is one part of, like, the solution, but you should actually, like, fix what you fucked up, right? That's not even, It's like the most reasonable stance you can have, that when someone fucks up or when you fuck up in a relationship, you should do more than just say sorry. But you should try and make amends. Like, I don't, huh?
Like, give me, like, do something. the sorry is not doing much for me. I'm sorry too. Why do you keep bringing up what I did? Why do you keep bringing it up? Why did you do it? You're the one who you did the thing that I'm talking about. Like, when a guy tries to impress me.
Like, literally show this to any normal person and they'd be like, yeah. Yeah, if you fucked up, you should take accountability, say sorry, and then try and amend it. I don't, One chatter said, I always tell my kids, sorry is only the beginning. Personally, I don't even like the word sorry because people use it as a cop-out, fix it all. Yeah. Like, huh? I don't, like, it's like such a non-controversial opinion, and people are like, she's a fucking bitch. She's a vile human being. It's like, what the hell? You're weird, man. You're fucking weird. I don't, They only heard brat. Yeah, I mean, I've noticed this about Twitter. When clips get posted with captions, a lot of people won't watch the clip. They'll just read the clip and then they'll just they'll just make their opinion about what they'll just read the caption and then they'll make an opinion based on the caption. I've already said this to you guys, chat, before many times. I call this bitch mentality. You shouldn't be afraid of being called a bitch because people will treat you how you let them treat you. And this applies for friends. This applies for coworkers. This applies for relationships. There's this great study that I like to cite that talks about how political leanings and political opinions of men don't impact, are not the strongest predictor of how much household they will do or household work they will do. The best indicator of how much household work a man in a hetero relationship will do is how much their partner requests or demands it. So, like, straight up, lots of studies show like liberal men and conservative men will do like the same amount of housework. But the real impactor on whether or not less housework gets done by women is whether or not the woman demands it. You guys should read the studies on it. It's actually really interesting. And that's not, obviously, okay. Anecdotes do not disprove data. There are some dudes I've met that are like crazy neat freaks, and some women I've met that are like messy bitches. But overwhelmingly, the research shows that like women tend to do the majority of the housework, even in instances where it's dual earning. Like both parties are earning income that is equivalent. And actually, by the way, how the hell is this study? What do you mean? It's actually been proven, or not, maybe proven is a strong word there. But there have also been studies that have shown that as women start to earn more than men in their relationship, they also tend to pick up more housework. And sociologists and psychologists seem to think that it's because as women take on the breadwinner role and take on the masculine role, they will overcompensate in the other direction by doing more housework. And then men, as they earn less, will sometimes overcompensate in the other direction as well because they feel like, well, I don't earn as much and I'm just sitting here doing housework like I'm a little bitch. So they start doing even less housework. And it's like, it has to do about how, the research is actually really cool because it shows how, societal roles and gender roles impact people so heavily in instances where it makes no sense to do that, right? But anyways, besides that study, or the reason I brought that study up, I actually heard Dr. K talk about this the other day. Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, you guys are always welcome to pull up any of the research I talk about on stream. That is to say, people will give you what you ask for, and they will allow what you allow. Or they will continue doing whatever you allow. If you don't care about, or you don't care enough to like stand up for yourself and to talk about the things that are important to you, they will just keep happening, right? They will just keep going. But that's just like, and some of it is not even necessarily malicious. Some of it is just, oh, I didn't know that you cared about this. Like, I didn't know that you wanted this. A squeaky wheel gets the oil or whatever. I mean, I know personally, like, I haven't known, because people don't fucking mind read. I haven't known when people I've dated or been friends with wanted something from me until they told me that. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that you wanted that. Well, I'm glad you told me because now I can actually correct it. And I can actually like work on it and give you what you want because, you deserve that as much as, the next person does. But like the other person isn't going to know that you want something or necessarily, like, and we're just assuming good faith relationships. We're not talking about abusers. We're just talking about like good faith relationships where I'm sure people in here who have had that experience, they're like, I didn't even know that you didn't like that. Like, that's my bad. Sorry. Like, oh, okay. Yeah, for sure. No, I'll make sure I don't let that happen again. I've never run into someone that's cared. I didn't know that you care. Sure. Communication's a habit, not a one-time achievement. Yeah. Trying to think of like a good, simple example. Oh, like, you know what would be like a really, really simple, like non-issue? Like using coasters. I've never used coasters my whole life. But if I was with someone and they were like, hey, like it really bothers me that your camera's so big, but I'm willing to look past that. But you need to start using coasters. Like, this is like furniture that I got that I really care about. Please use coasters on it. I'd be like, oh, like for them to just sit there and like harbor that feeling and be like, I guess I'll just put the coasters underneath everything. Like that would be depressing to know that they didn't want to tell me to just use the coasters because I didn't know that. I didn't fucking know that. All right, sure. No, I'll use as many coasters as you want. We can get, you know what? We can get the coasters you want the most. You want the cardboard or the corkboard coasters? Sure. You want like the fabric, whatever you want. Sure. But if you don't ever like explain what you want, how is the other person supposed to ever fucking know? And I like to talk about this as bitch mentality, where like women especially, you should not be afraid of being called a bitch and be like, oh, you're such a bitch for that. Oh, you're such a bitch. Like that word should hold no power over you. If you want something and it's reasonable, you should ask for it. And if you're not getting it, then why should you like, if it's important to you and it's not a big ask, then why keep dealing with it? And that's also true for men, obviously. It's just the word bitch gets thrown a lot at women and it has so much power and it shouldn't have any power. It's just stupid. It's like, well, why won't you just argue with me about like, or explain to me why you don't want to do this thing? Like, I'm sorry. I think you can say like, hey, can you stop leaving your fucking beard clippings all over the sink? Well, you shouldn't say it like that the first time. You should say, hey, like this really bothers me and I hate coming to the bathroom and seeing this. It's really gross. Can you please like clean it? And you shouldn't, the other person shouldn't respond saying like, oh, you're such a bitch about this. And if the other person responds that way, you'd be like, okay, and? Okay, all right, I'm a bitch for asking you to do this. All right, now what? Are you going to do it or not? Like, like I don't, like, you shouldn't enter a relationship where you don't feel like you can, or like set up the structure of the relationship to be that you don't feel like you can ask for more. You can always ask for more as long as you allow the other person to ask for more. Like if I say like, hey, please don't leave your beard clippings all over my sink, I think it would also be, in a separate instance, acceptable to say, can you also clean your hair out of the drain? I'd be like, yeah, sure. That's a reasonable request. Okay, I'm down to do that. Like, there's this weird perspective that people have sometimes about relationships where you just have to accept the other person exactly as they are, and you are not allowed to mutually benefit each other in ways that are like would improve both of your lives. You know, like why race to the bottom with the person you're dating when you could lift each other up? Like that, I don't think that needs to be the case. Right? So I think you should have bitch mentality, and I think if you want something and it's reasonable, you should ask for it. And if it's important to you, you should keep asking for it. And if the other person doesn't respect that you care about this thing, you should have a serious conversation with them. Because it's not about like beard clippings or like the toilet paper roll or whatever. It's about whether or not the other person cares enough to just put in that little bit of effort. Right? Just that little bit of effort of like, no, I care about what you ask for, so I want to do that for you. It's about mutual respect. Like, like, has anyone had any weird OCD with like food stuff before? Okay, I've never understood this. I've had weird food OCD about like my food. I don't like my food groups touching each other, or I didn't for a very long time. Like, I just didn't like them touching each other. And I would have liked them to not, like, it's not the end of the world. It would just make me like a little bit mad. It's not like, it's nonsense. It's not rational. But I've met a different type of food autism person that doesn't like, they don't like their fork touching the food before they've started eating it. And it's not that serious. Like, I don't understand that personally, because I'm like, do you, oh my God, me? Yes. No, I've met multiple, nah, that's real. I've met multiple people like this that are like, They just don't like it when the fork is on the food before they've started eating the food. Or like the spoon is on the food before they've started eating it. Because it's like now the fork or the spoon looks dirty. I don't get it. I've tried to understand it. But like if someone asked me like, hey, when you make food, could you just like put the fork to the side? And I was like, don't be a fucking baby. Like take the food and grow up. It's like, that would be like a mean thing to say. Like what that person is asking for is very simple. I don't understand why I can't just like do that for them. Is that a thing? Yeah, no. It is a thing. It is a thing. Like, it's just like such a small thing. And it's not the end of the world. And it's not like, it just impacts them slightly positively. So why not just like do that, right? If it's not a big deal and it would take you 5 extra seconds to do something, yeah, you should just do that, right? And that's how it should be for everything. Like if your partner is like asking for something small and it's not that important or it's not that serious or whatever, but you don't care because it's not that important, it's not that serious. It's like, well, you don't care about making an environment that's like the best it could be for the person you're with, right? Which is weird. Like I will tell you guys, I've been in relationships where people like the toilet paper to be a certain way. And I am like a toilet paper anarchist. I don't care. As long as the toilet paper is on the roll, I don't care. It can be either way. I've never given a shit, okay? It doesn't matter to me. But I've had people that are like, it has to be over. It has to be over, you psychopath. And it's like it can't be that serious. It can't be that serious. But it's like, you know what? Listen, I will put the toilet paper over if it makes you happy, all right? If you want the toilet paper over and it's that serious for you, you know what? Sure. You know what? Valid. Whatever you want, man. Whatever you want. I had an ex like that once. Over is optimal. I do agree that I think over is optimal. It just doesn't really, I just don't really care that much. It doesn't really matter to me too much. What was I going to say about that? Because everybody has little things that they like, right? Everyone has like, maybe you like your water cold instead of warm. Wouldn't you want to date someone who cares about those tiny little things that you like? So shouldn't you then also care about the tiny little things that the person you're with likes? That's just like, it feels good to know that you're with someone that really cares about you. And even if you're asking for something silly and small and it's not important, that they care to remember that tiny little thing. Because they care about you. Because that's what I would want. Like, that's what, I would want someone that cares about the tiny little things that I like and I appreciate it in the day. So I would want someone that also feels that way. And if someone's telling you like, oh, grow up, like stop being such a fucking brat about it. Like stop being such a bitch about it. Like stop being a little girl about it. Be a man about it. It's like, you shouldn't deal with that. You should be with someone who like cares. Again, as long as the thing is like reasonable, as long as you're not asking, like, it's not, if you're like, yeah, I would like to be woken up with an espresso every morning, and then I would like a foot massage. And then right after that, I'd like you to mop the floor. And then I would like my laundry done. Like, if you're asking for something really small and reasonable, like, I don't see what the problem is. And you shouldn't be worried about being called a bitch or a brat or being called petty or someone telling you, like, be a man about it or something. Like, that's a weird thing to say. It's like weird. Like, can you imagine if you were dating a woman and you were like, yeah, could you put sugar in my coffee? And they were like, you can do it yourself. Fucking pussy. What kind of man drinks coffee with sugar? It's like, damn, I just want to have some coffee with some sugar. What the hell? Rude as hell. Like, damn. Like, nobody wants to be with someone like that. You just want to be with someone that, like, cares about you, right? Even if it's like having a little sugar cube with your coffee, like what's wrong with that? Like, So anyone getting mad at this, like they literally, at this point, I feel like people get mad at Pokimane just for saying random stuff that no one even would consider to be disagreeable. It's just that she's saying it. So bizarro to me. I don't get it. All right, let's continue. Sorry about that stun lock. We just started talking about her being semi-retired because everyone is rude to her. And then she will say things that are so reasonable, as I just explained. You're streaming in 1440? Wait, am I actually? Oh, cool. High def, Denims. But so I don't blame her for taking a break from Twitch because it's just annoying. Oh my god, I get clip chipped sometimes and it pisses me the fuck off for like a minute, and then I'm like, right, everybody gets clip chipped. All right, continuing.
But basically, what I do now is I just play like old school games, like a lot of retro
He's defending his streaming habits.
games or a lot of Steam cum dumpster games, like actual trash. So like I'm not even really a streamer, so I don't even see a lot of that either. So like it's not me avoiding certain things for a nefarious reason. I just literally don't ever hear about it, so I never learn about it. Now, there is some stories that I do hear about and get really invested in, like Bricks and Minifigs versus Reckless Bin. I've been very glued to that one, had my finger on the pulse of. But that was something I was put on my radar by friends and stream chat. So genuinely, I am just not online that much, so I don't see a lot of it. So with that out of the way, I did spend like the last 3 hours learning about this defamation lawsuit between H3 and iDubbbz because that did sound pretty.
Why am I muted? Okay, I just want to say. First of all the people saying high def Denims is too intense for me. I'm watching an SD, standard Denims based. But more important than that, I didn't mean to. I feel like sometimes I say stuff and like maybe it's like the girl bullying or maybe it's like the Arab household or I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. But I feel like what I'm used to with like people that I know and I'm chill with or whatever is like roasting, like mutual roasting. And so sometimes when I feel like I roast someone pretty lightly, which is like, in this case, most recently saying about Charlie, being like, come on, pussy, cover it, or whatever. I don't expect anyone to get, like, hurt about it, because I just view everybody else doing it like that. Or, like, everybody, you know, like, that's just what the internet is or whatever. And then sometimes I feel like I do, like, hurt people's feelings a little. And I feel like kind of bad. I'm like, oh, I didn't know you were like that, man. I'm sorry, man. You don't need to get defensive about it, bro. It's okay. All right, it's okay, man. Okay. It's all good, man. It's all good. He literally just posted another video. Oh no. Let's just take a quick second. Just a quick peek. Just a quick peek, and then we're gonna get back to the other one.
Not to play in regards to. Yeah, I had a feeling it was going to be a pretty poisonous topic where
The video title is just useless.
only winning move is not to play in regards to covering the H3 versus iDubbbz lawsuit. But sometimes you put your hand on the stove to see if it's still hot. And boy howdy is it ever. Like I've always said, I treat this channel like a diary. I just blabber about things that I feel.
Okay, so if you guys remember what I've said about Charlie in the past, this is just my vibe check on it. I feel like Charlie in general, he avoids any topics that won't give him a 90 to 10 like to dislike ratio. That's his, like, his metric for covering content. Because he wants to be known as, like, you know, normie content creator. He doesn't want to be in drama. He doesn't want to be involved in, like, nonsense. Which is why he, like, said he's not going to touch drama for a little bit. I think that's when, like, everything was exploding back in the Hassan H3 stuff, really. Maybe it was before that, actually. I'm not 100% sure. And so, in general, he tries to talk about things where he knows the majority of people will support whatever stance that he has. And usually his stance is pretty neutral. Sometimes his stance is interesting. Like, I would say... he's had, like, interesting stances in the past about, like, women on Twitch doing, like, hot tub stuff. And he's like, hey, man, do whatever the fuck you want. Like, and then sometimes he's done the opposite. Like, he's had sometimes stances where he just says what he means and he doesn't really care if it's, like, it will get him the 90% upvote. But that's, like, rare. I feel like that's pretty rare. And I will say, I'm pretty sure the majority of people that don't and didn't talk about the lawsuits about Ethan Klein or regarding Ethan Klein, they didn't talk about it because they don't want to get hate from the internet, because it is a very, like, divisive issue in that if you cover Ethan Klein in an unfavorable light, you're just going to get harassed by Ethan Klein fans. To be fair, though, it's like when this is what the Ethan Klein fans look like, it's hard to care about it. Like, let me just show you guys this one really quickly. Great opportunity to segue. I just posted a meme image. I was out all day. I was doing some, like, friend family stuff. And so I was like, oh man, this is when, like, the video dropped. I was so tired. So I was like, let me just post, like, a little photo. And then I posted this photo, just like literally a normal photo of me. And then this comment, like it literally sent me like, this is what the H3 fans look like. The infantilism phase, puke emoji. Ooh, so cute, side smile, gamer girl, constant cleavage, smothered in makeup, valley girl, vocal fry, not like other girls with an OF filled with pedo bait, much progressive, like Hassan talking about women. You set us back. Okay, can I just say a couple things? First of all, I set women back by posting a photo of my face. Second, smothered in makeup is so amazing because like I'm not even wearing my iconic eyeliner in this one. Like I literally just put on my tinted moisturizer because it doubles as sunscreen. And I think I applied like a little bit of blush. Like I didn't even wear like anything. Like I wasn't even wearing any crazy makeup. So I don't even know how, like, I don't know how to do makeup is the thing. Like I don't, you know? And then also, why do you have a massive black hole behind you? Oh, you know, just fun to have. It seconds as a weapon, so it's nice. Third, fourth, what are we on? I don't know. Valley Girl vocal fry. I thought according to these people, I sounded like a man or whatever. Like, what? How long have I had Valley Girl vocal fry? What? Like, I'm just saying, it's like, it's almost entertaining, the H3 fans that I get that are like mad at me. Cause like the way that they talk is so obscene and so fucking stupid. It's like, it's kind of fun. Let's hear your best Valley Girl. Oh my God, I just got back home from touching. Like, that's not even good. Like, oh, it's not even good. It's literally, it's not good. It's not good. It's kind of annoying. I can't even do it. Valley Girl is like very Trisha Paytas for comparison. Oh, sorry, that's not good. That's not good. I think the Valley Girl is like, oh my God. I always think of the anaconda. Look at her butt. That's what I think of when I think of Valley Girl accent. Oh, anyways. Okay. As if Becky. Like, I can't even do it. Ugh. All right. And then I think like vocal fry. When I was like, I think I was watching a video or something, learning about stuff. Like, everyone has like a level of vocal fry. It's just very noticeable. Like Kim Kardashian is like strong on vocal fry. So I'm sure I have some vocal fry, but like, I don't think it's noticeable. So, also, like I like vocal fry. I like how vocal fry sounds. I don't know. I wish I had like more vocal fry. Okay, moving on. Back to it. Let's go. Oh, right. I was on a point. I was on a tangent to say. Yeah, I think like the reason Charlie, I almost said Charlie Kirk, Charlie and all the other people on the internet did not cover the lawsuits is because they don't want to cover them. Because they feel like regardless of whichever aisle they sit on, they're going to get hate. And if they say like, well, I think Ethan should be able to do this, then they're going to get hate. And if they say, I don't think Ethan should be able to do this, then they're going to get hate. So I just, like, I thought it was, it's not really there's not really a good fence sitting position for the Ethan Klein lawsuits. They're just, like, there isn't a great way to do that, right?
Feel like talking on, just sitting in my chair, kicking my little 5'6" petite leggies around and just giving my thoughts from the old steel trap up here on it. And one topic I've always covered is creator lawsuits. So, when I heard about the H3 vs. iDubbbz defamation case...
Wait. This is his new video. This is his new video. Wait a minute. When I was saying he should have covered it, a bunch of people said he doesn't cover lawsuits. He doesn't cover, a lot of people started calling it drama. It's like, dude, it's a lawsuit. I don't know how it's drama. The people who were saying that were fucking idiots. But I thought it was like, okay. Sorry, I'm like kind of going in circles right now. I'm trying to like stop the loop. I said it because it's obvious, but also if I didn't say it, I think it's still obvious. He tends to cover things that are 90% plus approval ratings, and he doesn't want to cover things that aren't that, because then you get caught in the weeds and then you get caught in the crossfire and it's not fun. And straight up, if you already had a pretty successful career on the internet, I get why a lot of people don't do it. I have a lot of respect for like the Fantanas of the world that are like, I don't care if this gets me hate and like I lose some fans that just want to watch me like review music. I don't care. I'm going to say what I want to say. But I also do think that it's like, you don't become an overwhelmingly liked figure like by normies, like MoistCr1TiKaL, by taking, you know, aggressive stances on things. Which is why I've always said since day one, okay, are there people that hate me just because I'm a woman? Yeah, of course. There are people that hate everyone just because of whatever fucking reason. Like, there are people that are racist, dude. Like, sorry, I use racism because it's like, it's crazy to care about someone's skin color. Like, you're actually an idiot if you actually care about that. But I've always said since day one, the reason why people, I'm pretty sure most people don't like me is because I just say my shit. And some people don't like what I gotta say, and that's valid. That's fair. You don't gotta like what I say. It's not for you, man. It's for the other people that will like it. Like, I feel like if I made some people mad, I did my job. You know what I mean? Right? If I did my, if you cannot be pro-Palestine without making people mad. Specifically, for example, people who are pro-Israel. Which is why a lot of, again, fun-sitters did not specifically Charlie in this case, because Charlie just doesn't talk about things that are political, so it doesn't make sense to talk about him. I'm talking about like the ContraPoints of the world. Contra, who talks about things that are political all the time, didn't touch Israel-Palestine for forever. And then once it was safe to, she was like, yes, I also don't like genocide. Genocide? Bad. It's like, I'm glad you waited until it was acceptable to say that. Congrats, girl. Congrats. Like, shut up. He is shut on. I'm sure MoistCr1TiKaL is shit on Israel. I'm saying that, like, I don't put that on Charlie. If anything, I would prefer anyone who does like variety content or casual content not touch it, because then you get people like fucking Willie Mac show. However, the lawsuits, as I clocked correctly since day one, MoistCr1TiKaL has covered lawsuits since day one, especially internet lawsuits that would relate to him. So it's always been a little like that he didn't cover it, but he didn't cover it because he doesn't want to talk about it in a way that might get him hate from either side. Because he doesn't like to talk about things that get him hate from either side. Diabolical pause frame. I'm so sorry. Sorry to pause on that. This is his new video. I still want to watch his old video though. Fuck. Okay, can we finish the old video? We don't have to watch the whole thing. I just want to watch a little bit of it.
Pretty concerning, because there's always been like an unwritten rule on the internet, not just YouTube, where if there's beef online, it stays online, and you handle it online without
Yep.
You know, going over that threshold, the event horizon of trying to use litigation to silence your...
I mean, this is why people were really mad at streamers that were DMCAing content. I don't know if you guys remember Pokimane getting canceled to hell, and I think like Alinity got super canceled for DMCAing content. I think if people are transforming the content, if you don't like what they have to say, that's tough and whatever, but like outside of straight like reposts or straight up like clip chimps, like this is one instance where I will always say you should DMCA content when people put steak ads on your stuff. If someone puts a steak ad on your stream, you should DMCA them. Like, and I'll be, unless you are the one that had the original steak ad, but yeah. Like, you are being shown to endorse a product that you don't endorse, you should DMCA that account. I am anti-gambling, or like, at the very least, not anti-gambling, sorry. I am anti-promoting gambling. I don't want a clip out there with a fucking massive steak ad, which basically is me sort of endorsing it to like someone who doesn't know anything about me. You should DMCA any content that shows you being pro-gambling when you're not pro-gambling. That's, I think everyone on the internet who's sane should agree with that. If you put like Kalshi ads or steak ads or whatever on people's clips, I don't think there's anything wrong with DMCAing that content. If someone's making a video and they make a video and it's like, the video is like, Denims is a vile fucking human being or whatever. And the video is just calling me a stupid bitch or whatever. Like, I'm not gonna DMCA any of those people. Like, there was one YouTube channel and they were like just restreaming my content on YouTube. And I just sent them a message and I was like, hey, could you not restream my content? Because they weren't like reacting. It was just like, it seemed like it was a Denims stream and it was like my channel on YouTube. And I was like, hey, I would appreciate if you don't do that. But even then it's like, I'm not going to DMCA your channel. Like, I'm like, I could just like reach out.
opponent or something like that. That had always been etched in the stone tablets, the fucking 10 commandments of online discourse. And now all of a sudden, I'm hearing about H3 suing iDubbbz for defamation. So obviously I wanted to hear more about that. And after diving in, hitting that cannonball into the pool, I learned he has a lot of active lawsuits. I think it's 5, maybe 6 against other streamers and YouTubers. So it's a bit of a rampage he's been on. I knew about one before all this, which was against the snark community. That I did hear about, and that one made a lot of sense to me, actually.
Okay. Is the snark lawsuit that he's talking about not the one that's attached to my name? To be clear, it doesn't matter that it's about me. Like, I don't care about people knowing who I am or not knowing. Like, I'm literally like, who Omega lol? Like, I don't give a fuck about that. But how do you know? How did you know? How do you know about the lawsuit against the snark mods? But you don't know about the other one? Like, that's the one thing I'm like kind of confused about. Like, I don't. You guys understand what I mean? That's the only thing I'm just genuinely, I'm asking a question. I'm just genuinely asking that question. Unless there's a different lawsuit that I don't know about against the snarkers.
The snark community, from what I recall, was doing some diabolical, like, harassing, stalking stuff, sending CPS, I remember that, and like human skulls. Those things I recalled from like the snark community, so it made sense that he would pursue litigation there. Because that is highly illegal fucking psychopath behavior. So that one I remember, and that one made sense to me. But when I was learning about these other ones, granted I haven't dove too deep into all of those because this is clearly a lot. I was mainly focused on the defamation one, but man, Ethan Klein has become like the Nintendo of YouTubers. He is extraordinarily litigious. Anyway, enough blabbering. What started this defamation lawsuit?
I gotta say something. I'm impressed, genuinely, by the dedication to attempting to both sides. I am genuinely impressed. I'm not joking. I'm impressed by that dedication. Because the problem with someone like Ethan Klein is that you can't both sides him. He's going to get offended unless you're 100% on his side. I would also argue people on the left are sometimes pretty hard to please. I would know. I'm on the left. I have to deal with people on the left all the time. And they're when you do try to be fair, you know, people on the left do get a little upset. I won't lie. I get a little upset. Okay, I am not free of this. I watch other people do it. I'm like, well, first of all, you don't know the first thing about dialectics or whatever. So like, this is just like, there's a lot of dedication to committing to attempting to like the both sidesing with people who don't like it. Because I have learned in the real world, okay, I go outside sometimes. I know this is hard to believe, but I did have a job before streaming. People love both sidesers in the real world, although less so now with the era of Trump and the era of extremism. But prior to that, I would say people really love it. But this is like a really hard topic to middle ground because a lot of people have really strong opinions. Not everyone for sure, but a lot of people have a lot of strong opinions. And it's very split. But okay, continue.
Suit was this iDubbbz stream.
Okay, this is my watermark for the stream. I don't want any of my content being stolen. Got another Kalshi ad? I'm sorry, Fazium. We're all getting Kalshi ads these days. It's okay, so I do want to say
I have to say, I do really like seeing this stupid dragon every time. I love this dragon VTuber. I really like it. I know other people don't like it, but I actually really liked Scorched Legume. I thought it was peak.
I don't agree with what's being said in this comment here. But I'm putting it on screen because I think it should be addressed because it's a big, bold accusation that's very fucked up.
It is very fucked up. And it's despicable that he would think it's a good idea to post that there while knowingly aware that it's not true. So the message isn't Ian's, this comes from Destiny, and he found this screenshot and he kept it on screen for a very long time. And he said he didn't agree with it, but thinks it needs to be addressed because it's so fucked up. It is a terrible stream. Just giving it to you real blunt, real raw. It is no good. And I'm no stranger to getting shit-talked by iDubbbz. He has said some very nasty, very untrue things about me on his broadcast as well. But
has he?
What is being reported in regards to this stream isn't exactly telling the whole story. Now, when I first heard of this lawsuit, I was reading a bunch of...
I genuinely, I don't know. I don't know. Was it in maybe his content cop? I don't know. I don't think. I don't even recall anything. I don't know. Let's just keep going.
About it, but I wanted more information like directly associated with it to make sure I wasn't getting like...
I do want to watch the new video, so maybe we'll do 1.25x.
fraudulent or misleading shit fed to me. So I reached out to someone whom I know is on the H3 team, and Ethan did hear about that, so he did talk directly about me on his show and challenge me on a few things, and I did eventually get to talk directly with Ethan, and I shared my full perspective on things and the problems I had around it and my concerns, and got his perspective on things to see if there was any misunderstandings and such. Ultimately, I don't think we fully saw eye to eye on this, which... you know, that's going to happen. I fully understand that this is a very emotionally charged subject for him after everything him and his family went through with snarkers in particular. I know that the CPS and the human skulls incident are like a legitimately traumatizing thing, like the fraudulent CPS call. Like, I get how inexcusable and abhorrent that is. I really do. But I just truly don't believe that this lawsuit is in any way, shape, or form helpful to anyone. Outside of the lawyers, they're fucking smiling ear to ear. They're salivating right now, literally drooling with a bib on. But it's harmful to, I think,
do I really want to rehash all of this CPS stuff? Do I really want to? Because God, I don't want to.
Literally everyone involved, and does have potential ramifications for others way outside of it. I have never and will never be a fan of extreme litigation, and I have always been vocally advocating against creators going that nuclear path, and I always will. Of course, there are cases where it is understandable. Like I said, going after the snarkers that sent a fraudulent CPS thing through and the skulls and stuff, that one I do understand. But this one, I could never support that. And I just can't see the real just cause behind it. And I think it is a terrible example for other creators in the space to follow, where maybe they believe that even though this is about like a Canadian defamation lawsuit, well, maybe they can try their luck in the States. You know, it's not like defamatory lawsuits are exclusive to Canada. There's better protections here, no doubt, but still, if they take from this that maybe the way to fight battles online is to go the litigious route, well then it's just a huge mess across the board. I think it is just a very bad precedent. Even if, you know, the lawsuit doesn't end in a victory for him, this way of engaging with discourse, I think, has always been frowned upon, but for some reason is starting to get some more support behind it, and I just fully disagree with it. I think that this is genuinely just a, like, big threat across the board to just the entire space. Like, if discourse becomes, you know, fearful of like litigation flying back and forth, it's going to stifle a lot of voices and stifle some very like legitimate criticism down the line. It's just not something I want to see become commonplace. Now, I did also have a brief conversation with iDubbbz about this as well, letting him know that this really is a horrible thing that he did to try and make his point. And he agreed. He said that it was a legitimately awful thing that he did to make that point, and that it was a genuine, sincere apology that he was issuing and how regretful he was from it. So I did have a conversation with both sides of this to make sure I had like a full, clear picture of where everything was and what this was all about.
I don't know how it works in Canada, if the complaint is public or what.
And I will say, Ethan posted a Instagram essay. I would call it a story, but it was more like an essay. A short story, perhaps. I didn't save it. Maybe I can see it. It was a long ass post talking about how like and why he's suing, who he's suing. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. It's relevant to this. Or maybe it's Oh, I think he actually talks about it, but I wanted to show it right now just to skip ahead. Because a lot of the videos, there's not too much to get to here, but let me see. I do feel like Charlie just repeats himself a lot with regards to this post, or with regard to like the the CPS stuff is bad and the skulls is bad and all of that is bad, but maybe we shouldn't just sue everyone we dislike. And so you got pretty much a good idea of everything that he's going to say right now. So I want to show you guys just the Instagram story. I don't have it. Maybe somebody else has it. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we'll talk about mine in a second, but I want to talk about this one. God, it's so long. Okay, when CBS was called to my family a year ago, the rules of engagement had completely changed for me. I can't read this stuff. Located blah, blah, blah. Agent came to my home, interviewed my children against their will. Investigation is now over, was determined to be unfounded. After this, I could no longer tolerate attacks on my children or attempts to break up my family. Ian was a friend of mine for many years. He had been to my house and met my children when he displayed a message on screen for over an hour stating I'm a pedophile that molested my children. It carried a lot more weight than when Destiny said it. Destiny said it in a Discord chat that was in passing on screen for a few seconds. I have never met or spoken with Destiny. He's never been to my home or met my children. He has zero credibility on the issue. He made it clear that his passing chat message was never meant to be taken seriously, which I don't know why. Oh, this one's cleaner. Thank you. I don't know why he said that, because there's like literally a clip of C. Samsony being like, I meant that shit completely. It's like, what? All right, and then make matters worse, Ian has supported the call to CBS. Wait, sorry, I skipped the sentence. Ian has met my family and my children, and the fact that he exploited that closeness to forward such a heinous, unforgivable accusation forced me into action. Well, blah, blah, blah. He spends time and celebrates the snark community from which the original CPS call came from. But isn't there like a clip of Ethan saying that they told him that it was a call from someone he knew? Whatever. Maybe he was just... whatever, it doesn't matter. I believe it was Ian's intention to cause harm to my family, as he knew CPS had already visited our home and still decided to rebroadcast the accusation for over an hour on his live stream. I pledge to do everything I can to hold him and anyone who harms my family accountable in any way I can. Because of the context, I believe I have a much more viable case against iDubbbz than Destiny. That's the only reason why I'm suing him. These are all the reasons. Oh, sorry. Destiny also lives in the USA, where defamation laws are harder to win versus in Canada, where iDubbbz lives. Why? I don't understand why he wrote this sentence in. You're just admitting that you're just like going to use the legal system where it's like strongest, but not actually fight on the issues that you care about or think are most importantly, or think are the most important. But he like did. But Destiny did like go in, and he said like there are like literally clips of him saying all this shit. It's like, I don't know, if you were going to win a case, I feel like you could probably win against him. Which I will say, credit where credit is due. MoistCr1TiKaL actually does say that. He says like, wait, Destiny literally said like explicitly that he supported it. Why? That's insane to not sue him.
He emphasizes throughout that he does think it's a serious accusation that needs to be investigated, and that he doesn't think it's a joke, right? Now, I know people are like, well, why?
Now, I can't speak for Ian, but I feel like for audience members, or at least me as an audience member, when I saw these streams, I thought it was obvious that the point of the message on screen, putting it on screen, was to say, look, Ethan is a hypocrite. He will talk about me, and he will talk about Anissa, and he will talk about Denims and Frogan and Casey, and he will talk about all these people because they're harming him in his personal life. But you know who he will never talk about? He will never talk about Destiny. I thought that was, again, this is just me as a layman. Like, that's just what I thought when I was watching. I was like, you're just trying to point out his hypocrisy and how he has this weird, like, he only saves the most aggressive comments and, like, the most malicious, I don't know about even malicious, like, the most harsh attacks for his like political enemies, but for some reason Destiny's not in there. It's like, I've never met his family. I've never met him or anyone in real life. But he went in on me about all the CPS stuff at one point. So this like weird, like, well, he should know better. It's like, wait, then why did you attack all these other people for it? And then why aren't you attacking Destiny for it?
Don't you sue Destiny for saying it? Well, Destiny made it immediately. First of all, this is a comment from Destiny, like made in passing. Ian put it on his screen for 2 hours during his main broadcast. Destiny made it clear that he was not being serious, right? Pretty much immediately after writing it. Like nobody was like, yo, Destiny made this claim that Ethan molested his children. Oh shit. No, people knew that when Destiny said it was like, he was just being a dickhead, or I mean, he was being a giant fucking piece of shit, right? But he immediately afterwards made it clear that he didn't actually think that. But Ian took that.
No, he didn't. He doubled down on it. What do you mean?
And just because you're showing what someone else said doesn't make it not defamation, because you're showing essentially this accusation bare of context and also kind of saying that you think it's true, right?
Now, after hearing Ethan explain that, I actually made the noble sacrifice of going back and watching the entire iDub stream segment with this in it when he was talking about it. Whew, boy, howdy. I'm not a hero. It was brave, but I don't need your flowers. That was agonizing. It was heinous, even. It was brutal. This whole segment where he was talking about that, I think, was really, really rough. But I don't recall at any point throughout it him actually trying to argue that it's a legitimate thing or trying to convince his audience that it's real. So I know one of the big things is that it came from iDubbbz, who has actually met Ethan and his family. So there's like this air of credibility around him saying something like this, but that's just not true. He's not even trying to say anything about it is credible, even outright says that it's not, that he doesn't agree with it. So
the problem is, chat, I don't know Canadian law very well, so I can't comment on what would be considered defamation under Canadian law. And unless you guys specifically know a lot about Canadian law, I've done like an okay, I'm not a lawyer, but I've done an okay amount of reading on defamation in the United States, and you can be liable. Just from what I read, I am not a lawyer. You can be liable for defamation, I think would be the correct sentence, if you are uncritically rebroadcasting something. And this is a big reason, presumably, why Ethan ended up with a settlement with Kavanaugh, where he said, me and Kavanaugh, we're cool, we're dogs, man, we're like this, bro, we're like this. Like, and I'm sorry, like I just shouldn't have been mean to you, Kavanaugh. Like it was fucked up for me to be mean to you and your family, and I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart. What do you think came out of that settlement? For anyone who doesn't know about Ethan Klein's lawsuit with Kavanaugh that ended in that settlement, basically Ethan Klein kept repeating this debunked statement that like Ryan was it Ryan Kavanaugh? Was running a Ponzi scheme, because there was an article like from Rolling Stones or something that said that he was, but they retracted that statement and they said, sorry, we've since corrected our information. We have no reason to believe that he is running a Ponzi scheme. His ex like business partner has told us to retract the statement. We retract the statement. We no longer stand by this. But Ethan Klein, despite knowing that, kept saying, well, there was an article where his business partner said it was a Ponzi scheme that did happen. And that's like, it's considered blatant disregard for the truth or something like that. I don't remember the exact terminology, like that there's like malicious intent. And then there's also like, just like disregard for the truth. Like you should know better if you're covering this. Reckless disregard for the truth, I think is the statement or the term. And like that was an example of him, of like not caring about the fact that he's accusing this guy of having run a Ponzi scheme, and he's just saying, well, some other guy said it, but that's not a defense. You can't use that defense and just say like, well, some other guy said it, so I don't know. That's not good enough. But that's American law. I don't know about Canadian law is the thing. I don't know about Canadian law. So if Ian had been in the United States and if he had been just showing it and saying, yeah, that's what C. Samson is saying, that's what he's saying, I think that would be bad, and that would be considered like reckless disregard for the truth. But that's also not what Ian did. He said specifically, I don't think that he did this. I'm just like, why won't he fucking cover it? What, just because it's like Destiny saying it, he won't cover it because it's like Voldemort or whatever? But that's American law, and their lawsuit is in Canada, and I don't know Canadian defamation law like at all. So I don't know how that's. I know Canadian law doesn't treat lawsuits as careless. Careless is the wrong word, but carelessly as we do in the United States. In the United States, it's kind of like all one big like show. But I know Canadian law takes lawsuits very seriously, and you need to treat them very seriously. That's the smallest thing that I know. So I don't know enough. I don't know more than that. I don't know more than that. They also don't have anti-slap. But if you're talking about actual like malice or a reckless disregard for the truth, and that's why you're suing someone, like, what do you mean? Like, Destiny was just joking around and he didn't mean it and he retracted it. It's like, then what the hell is
Everything
this?
has to tie back to me. And Hassan has had a lot of success in trying to tie people back to me. Like I said, I think this is why I call Ethan a pedophile all the time, who fucks his kids or whatever. Is because Ethan gave in because he's a spineless fucking hack to this type of attack where he's like, no, I'm not like Destiny. Destiny doesn't get me talking about.
How is this not a reckless disregard for the truth? Like, for him to say like, oh no, like that's not, I'm not going to sue Destiny because he took it back and he didn't mean it like that. It's like, dude, what the hell? Yes, he did. Oh my God.
He's not trying to present it as a real argument based on, any of his experiences knowing Ethan and his family.
Also, I will say that I think Ethan Klein is terrified of this guy. So it's just kind of like legit. It is to me, it's super funny that he has so much smoke for everyone that he thinks he can bully, but the person that he's fucking terrified, he just keeps very overtly running from. And it's like, yeah.
Now, while Ethan is 100% correct that iDubbbz says that this is a big allegation that Ethan should be addressing, he's not doing it earnestly, or at least I don't think he was. It's actually really kind of hard to tell. The whole segment was fucking awful, and the point he was trying to make was really dog shittily done. But what he's trying to say is that clip right there at the end, where Destiny said this extremely outrageous, outlandish, disgusting thing about Ethan, and yet Ethan doesn't have smoke for him, but he does for the other people that he's gone after through lawsuits. I'm pretty sure that's the point he was trying to make by putting that on screen. Like, look, Destiny has said something absolutely despicable, yet you don't have that same energy for him as you do for the others. Unless I've blanked out and like erased moments from my memory from this segment, I don't recall him saying that this is like a serious thing he believes in and is presenting it as such. Like about Ethan is this, and this is a real allegation that really has a lot of water to it. Now this does.
And like, I gotta say, like, singular one credit for Charlie on this. It's like, how can you have smoke for this guy who's doing like a bit or whatever and is saying like, dude, why are you so scared of C. Samstony? What the hell? Why are you so scared of this guy? Like, you should, if anyone else had made that statement, anyone else, can you imagine a world where I wrote what C. Samstony wrote? And then I said what he said in this clip? Just for a moment, close your eyes and imagine it. He would not be saying, well, her statements hold no water because she's never met my family. And she was just joking around. No, that would never fucking happen. Are you crazy? That would never happen. He's just not going after him because it's like, I don't know, maybe he doesn't want to bring back pedo troll and have another pedo off or whatever the fuck. Like, maybe he doesn't want to go into another mudslinging contest. So, yeah, I just think it's like, it's very cringe to be like, no, I'm not going after him because, I just don't wanna. I just kind of like don't want to go after him. But Ian, I'm coming. I am going to get your ass, Ian. It's like, what the fuck? That's weird. Okay, that's basically it for this video. You guys can watch the rest of it if you want. It's a lot of just the same. This like 13 minutes. It's the same 13 minutes like 2 or 3 times. He just basically says, like, he doesn't think that Ethan should be suing all these people, and it's insane that he's suing all these people, and if someone is just doing content on the internet and they're making fun of you or whatever, that, like grow up or whatever. So let's watch this new one. Let's get into it. Let's start it over again. All right, let's go.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was going to be a pretty poisonous topic where the only winning move is not to play in regards to covering the H3 versus iDubbbz lawsuit. But sometimes you put your hand on the stove to see if it's still hot. And boy howdy is it ever. Like I've always said, I treat this channel like a diary. I just blabber about things that I feel like talking on, just sitting in my chair, kicking my little 5'6" petite leggies around and just giving my thoughts from the old steel trap up here on it. And one topic I've always covered is creator lawsuits. So, when I heard about the H3 versus iDubbbz defamation case...
I will say, I know I already said this 2 seconds ago, but it was really funny that I had a bunch of people in my replies being like, why the hell would MoistCritiKaL cover your lawsuit? He never covers creator lawsuits. It's like... And then here he is saying, I always cover creator lawsuits. It's like, why were there fans in my replies saying that other shit, man? Like, what the hell? Hey, huh?
I wanted to take a peek into it, sink my teeth in there and see what's going on, because that is a pretty wild thing to learn about. And learn about it I did like a little scholar. It was a new lawsuit. It was only public knowledge for like 24 hours, so I did as much research on it as I could and watched the iDubbbz stream that started, that is like the main catalyst of it. I watched the H3 stream where he explains his lawsuit, and I talked to both parties, iDubbbz and Ethan, to try and get the clearest, most complete picture of everything going on here. And then I just gave you my view on it from the old Floridian homunculus eyes. And I think I've always made it abundantly clear, you're always welcome to disagree with me. I've always kept that door wide open because I actually value differences of opinion. I hate echo chambers. I spit on that constantly. I actively shut down the idea that you have to agree with everything I say or else I hate you. You're tacky and I hate you. Throughout all my content, from the womb to the tomb, I have always welcomed discussion and people having a difference of opinion because, as I've always said, I think when you surround yourself with sycophants and you only lock yourself into one way of viewing things, you do yourself a disservice. I think it is a bad thing to just be constantly locked in a bubble. Now, the reason I mention that...
Dude, it's almost like... It's almost adorable. You guys know any, like, unsavvy political people? And it's like, oh, you're so adorable. You got it, buddy. You got it. Keep going. That's how I feel. It's just, it's I don't know how to explain it well. I just don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know how to explain it well. It's just like, you just need like a pat on the head, little buddy. You got it. You can do it.
is because I made the mistake, I committed the old sin of taking a peek at what the discussion was around this video on, like, Reddit and Twitter, which something I haven't done in quite a few moons now. I was expecting, like, actual discussion because I'm new to this topic and I wanted to see, okay, well, what are some things that I didn't know about? What can I learn about here and dive deeper on? And there was some very valid critiques and some information that I could get my hands on and learn more about. But boy howdy, there was a lot of hoopla that I couldn't have even imagined would be like a controversial thing. And there were people that were proudly stating they didn't watch the video and then getting angry at things they assumed I might have said in it, or attacking me for things that I...
He's so earnest. He hasn't had one singular, like, flavorful analogy or, like, metaphor. Like, he's just, it's like, it's almost adorable how earnest he's being. He's like, guys, no, I cover stuff on the internet. I just try to be fair. It's kind of giving I'm just a girl. I feel like I just bullied an adult man. I don't know. It's like when Thanos lost his powers. It's like if Homelander wasn't a homicidal maniac, it's like watching him like jump and he's like that's how I feel like I'm like No, Charlie, it's okay. You can go back to your flavorful narrative. It's okay.
Never said that aren't in the video because they didn't watch it, or they're replying to someone who's just actually making shit up that
Homicidal. Sorry.
they're pulling out of their ass that I never said. So it just feels fucking useless to even engage in the topic in that case. Like, it's so odd. Like, one that I didn't expect was just me mentioning that I'm not online as much as I used to be was apparently like a highly debated topic.
The guy whose entire career is front running whatever's going viral is saying that he doesn't know what's going on the internet. All right. I mean, obviously, we got to take his word for it, right? Let's see what videos he's been making.
You know what? I'm going to say something. You know what, MoistCritiKaL? I have hereby dubbed you not a misogynist. I have hereby dubbed you not a misogynist. You are free to go. You are free to go. Do not collect 200, but you can pass go. All right? Because let me say, Mike here has way more colorful language than I do. And all of my opinions are tempered language-wise and presentation-wise because I get clipped all the time because people love to hate women on the internet. So allow me to say something, which is finally, someone is clipping Mike and talking about Mike's language instead of clipping me. So you know what? Not a misogynist. Here you go. You got the label, not a misogynist. You're free to go. Not a feminist either. Not even an egalitarian. But you're free to go. You're free to go, all right? Because, like, for example, let me say the Emeru stuff, I really did not say much at all, okay? All I said was, aren't there some things that are so important that you should have an opinion about them as an adult who votes in this country or can vote in this country? Like, imagine asking someone, like, in Nazi Germany, like, hey, do you have any opinions about, like, the Nazis? Or asking someone, like, in Poland about it, and they're like, no, I just don't really get politically involved. Yeah, I'm, like, in my late 20s. I just don't, I just don't care about politics like that. Like, that would be an insane thing. Like, that would be crazy. You know, like, I started showing up at people's doors and grabbing people off the street. And sometimes they're grabbing, like, citizens, and then they're just, like, dumping them in parking lots. They grab that one Target, that teenager in Target who has his papers, who's, like, literally a U.S. citizen, and they just grabbed him and threw him in a fucking Walmart parking lot. Like, you should care about that happening in your country, man. Even if you don't do politics, politics is doing you, and they're doing you raw. Like, you should care. And that's what I said, which was a very reasonable stance. And let me tell you guys, Mike's coverage of Emeru was scalding hot, okay? It was insane, and nobody cared, all right? So I have to say one thing, one bit of credit to Charlie, which is at long last, finally, I am catching a break around here, okay? Because I don't even say crazy. I'm not even screaming on my streams, man. Like, bro.
Lego.
Didn't he just drop this video and you only just publicly reacted to the first one, so you might not have picked up your reaction had been up? Well, yeah, but I have that, like, clip of me that, like, went semi-viral where it was me saying, like, come on, you cowards, talk about the lawsuits.
Watch Mojo got even more pathetic. Degenerate cringe. Lego vigilantes. Lego scandal keeps getting messy. Department responds to the Lego scandal. Lego scandal is getting extremely dangerous and scary. Cringe officer embarrasses himself. Lego scandal keeps getting crazier.
The gist of it is, when I was talking about the defamation lawsuit, I also mentioned that Ethan has other active lawsuits against other creators, and I mean,
let me say something. And I've already said this since day one. He just doesn't touch the topics that he knows are nuclear. And I think that that's a fault. I think Charlie should be a little bit, I'm going to say my genuine opinion on Charlie, okay? If you want to clip something, you can clip something. I think he should be a little bit more brave, and he has opinions, he just doesn't share the opinions, because that's how every single creator online who doesn't share their opinions feels, okay? All of these people, all of these content creators, they have opinions. And if your opinion is, you don't fuck with me, and you think the lawsuits are based or whatever, say that with your full chest. Like, I'm not going to get mad at someone for saying that they think I should be sued. There's like 40 YouTubers who've made half their career off of doing that. Like, honestly, I see some of these YouTube channels, I'm like, you got it, little buddy, you got it. Like, the guy Lus or whatever, he has like so many videos talking about my lawsuits. Like, you got it, little buddy. Keep going. Keep going. It's like a adorable to watch. It's like, you know what, man? Sure, why not? Why not? Go ahead and do whatever farming you need to do, little buddy. So like, yeah, if like, let me wrap up the point that I'm trying to make, which is Charlie has a tendency to pick topics that he thinks the majority of people will agree with him, so he can maintain this like 90-10 like to dislike ratio because he doesn't want to be in controversy. But I think he should respect himself and he should respect his audience's intelligence and recognize that whether he wants to be or not, he is an influencer. He influences people to have opinions. I've seen him influence people to have opinions that were controversial. I've seen him defend women and have his audience proceed to defend women. Like, whether he wants it to be the case or not, like, Charlie, you literally are an influencer and you influence your opinion, or you influence your audience's opinions. So stand on business and respect your audience's intelligence enough to stand on business. Doesn't mean all the time you have to stand on business, but when you think it's something that's important, stand on business. Like, you're MoistCritiKal, man. Like, say what you want to say. Speak your shit, bro. Like, you are literally the shit talker on the internet. Do it. Respect your audience's intelligence enough to say what you mean. And if that is that you don't like me and you don't like my lawsuit, then say that. And if it's that you don't like Ethan and you don't like his lawsuit, then say that. You know? Like, be critical. Be moist. That's you, man. That's you, and that's what you should say, and that's how you should feel. Because your audience respects you. That's why they watch you. You're not like XQC, who like people watch him because they're like, oh, look, the zoo animal is being a zoo animal again. Everyone throw peanuts at him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, be that guy. Be him. You can be him. So do that. Stand on business and say what you want to say, because you do impact your audience, and your audience clearly respects you. That's why they watch every single video, because they think that you will be reasonable and you will have the correct opinion. So show them that you can have the correct opinion. Be critical, be moist. That's what I want to say. That's what I want to say. And if that means he makes 40 videos calling me the most vile fucking human being, you know what? That's life. That's the internet. I'm not going to hold it against anyone. All right? I'm not going to hold it against anyone. I don't care. And if that is making 40 videos on Ethan being like, he's the worst person, he's a vile fucking human being, then do that. Then do that. But don't be this. This is like drought critical. This is drought critical. You should be moist. You should be more. This is, what's like the antonym of critical? Uncritical. Is there a better word for uncritical? Trivial, nominal, agreeable, passive. Yeah, maybe one of those. Yeah, don't be, you know, like, don't be dry, arid. What is it? There was one that I liked a lot. Whatever, you guys get the idea. Arid, agreeable, boo. Bring back MoistCritiKal, yay! You know? Come on. Come on. Oh, I guess milk toast, yeah. Yeah. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. All right? That's my opinion. I have a lot of opinions people disagree with, and that's okay with me. And I think, you know, well, that's it.
Him the Nintendo of YouTubers because he's become extremely litigious. But I didn't dive into those other lawsuits because I didn't know much about them. And that claim is apparently extremely hard to believe because everyone thinks... I mean,
I believe that he didn't know anything about them besides the fact that they were happening. And he didn't want to look at them because that sounds like a headache. Like, who wants to be the person, like, on YouTube prior to, like, the tentative ruling defending 3 women on the internet who are kind of loudmouths? Like, listen, I'll stand on business. I'm a loudmouth. Okay? I don't know why people think it's controversial. I know I speak my shit. I know I'm a shit talker. I get it, okay? Casey Tron too, all right? She won't deny it. She likes to speak on business, okay? What was I saying? Oh, so I believe that. I believe that he didn't read them because, first of all, it's a 70-page filing, and most of it is nonsense, okay? Most of it is like, here's a photo of Hassan, and here's a photo of the Grand Mufti meeting up with Hitler. It's like, fucking Christ. I had to read the lawsuit because it's my lawsuit. And I didn't want to read that lawsuit. It's so long. It's so long. It's just, What was I saying? So I believe that. And also it's like, it's such a, like, there are like very few YouTube channels that are like willing to defend fair use by inadvertently defending 3 women on the internet who are, they like to open their mouths and say things that upset people.
Assumes that I am terminally online like I used to be 2 or 3 years ago. But when I said that's not the case, there are quite a few people that just don't believe me.
People.
Behind, thank you for the 25 gift subs. Thanks. Listen, let me say something else. Okay, there is a massive difference between being online and being terminally online. Being terminally online means that like your mental health is being negatively impacted by the internet because you're over consuming it. But you can be consuming the internet in a great deal and not be over consuming it. Like, I will be real, every single time my Twitch tracker, not Twitch tracker, the like Twitch recap at the end of the year comes in, I've watched like 20 hours of Twitch. Like, I don't watch a lot of streams. I don't. I have to clock in, like, I like end stream, I'll like work out, I try to record some content for Instagram, and then I usually, if I have free time, I spend the rest of the time playing video games with my friends. Or I go outside to hang out with my friends. I woke up yesterday, I had a bunch of work to get to, and then I went on a hike with a friend. So, like, I get it, like, but I'm pretty online because I know what's happening for the most part. Although there's some stuff that I don't keep up with. I know that what's happening, like, it would be crazy if I didn't know. I'm online enough that I know. I know of it at least.
Unfathomable moment, so it must be a lie. So here's a streamer debunking by going through my channel and noticing I've posted a lot of videos on Lego, for example, because of the big Lego scandal, which I think is a very interesting example to use off the point he's making about me front-running every viral story. Because with the Reckless Bin vs. Bricks and Minifigs Lego scandal, I actually was getting called out for avoiding that and ignoring it because I was late to covering it. Reckless Bin dropped part 1 on May 21st. And I heard about it from Stream Chat, and then a friend sent it to me as well, and I made my video covering it on May 26th, 5 days later, but in that interim, people were saying I was avoiding the topic. I just find it fascinating how, if I cover something quickly or extensively, like in the case of the Lego scandal, that's a problem. I'm just front-running shit to capitalize off the virality of it.
Tough titties, bro. Tough titties, man. I'm sorry. That unfortunately, when you become even a little bit like the newsman on the internet, that's tough, man. That's tough. I get that all the time where it's like, it's interesting that you didn't cover this. It's like, first of all, I did cover this. Okay. Excuse me. Second, sorry, I didn't immediately cover it. Oh my goodness. So like, it's tough, man. When you're the person that's supposed to be like breaking stories, even if they're just like fun stories, a bunch of people will just get mad. Like, that's just like, right? Let me see something. Wait, there was someone that I read the message. I like the guy. There's no way he never heard of the whole thing Ethan's been up to, including losing your lawsuit, harassing smaller creators. I'm going to be the outlier. I don't think he's being dishonest. He didn't know after the initial wave. No one really talked about it, but up until the tentative ruling, he bought a farm and is not online nearly as much anymore. Lego became a national story. Ben is way bigger than Ethan. Well, yeah, but he was covering the Reckless Ben story before it became more national news. If anything, I think he propelled it into national news, right? I would say the most good faith interpretation, and also what I genuinely believe, is he saw the lawsuits, saw the shitstorm associated with the lawsuits, and decided he didn't want that smoke. He saw like, oh, Ethan Klein is suing Denims, Casey Tron, and Frogan, and was like, no, I'm not touching that with like a 10-foot pole. No. And arguably, those lawsuits were way more visible to him than the IDubbbz lawsuit. Because the IDubbbz lawsuit, the only way that people found out about it was like from like 1 or 2 Ian's like streaming about it, and then like 1 Ethan Klein stream about it. Whereas like my lawsuits, or like my lawsuit and Casey's and Frogan's lawsuit, we got a full-length video. A full-length H3 Productions video. So, like, the idea that he didn't hear about it, or he just, like, didn't know about it, it's like, no. You knew about it, you just, like, didn't feel like looking into it because it looked like a fucking mess. Which you would be right, it was a fucking mess. It is a fucking mess. I believe him when he says he doesn't really know that much. Because, like, most people who have picked the side don't even know that much. I mean, I run into people, there are people that come in, and I don't mean this harshly, or I don't mean this in a rude way. There are people that were coming in, like, every day being like, are you going to do, like, an anti-slap motion, that don't even know it's a federal lawsuit, so I can't do that. I can't, like, file an anti-slap motion because it is a federal lawsuit. So, like, I believe that he doesn't know anything beyond that it exists, but that's choosing to not take a stance because it's too much work to take a stance. In which case, like, I mean, like, I get it. Like, I do.
But if I am late to covering something, well, that means that I was avoiding it and I must have known about it the whole time and had ulterior motives to avoid the topic out of cowardice, and I only talk about it when pressed. Feels like a lose-lose. If I'm too quick to something or too interested in something, so I make a lot of content on it, well, then I'm just there to front-run it and capitalize off it being popular. But if I'm too slow to it, well, it means I was actually avoiding it the whole time, and when I do cover it, well, it's only because people pressured me. So, where's the Goldilocks zone? I can't be too quick to something or too...
The Goldilocks zone is you don't give a fuck about what people say and you do what you want to do. And just move on. That's the truth. I don't know. Sorry. Like, people will be mad at you no matter what. Like, I could say literally anything and I'll get fucking clips and someone will be mad about it. They'll be like, you know what? Did I mention? Her camera's too big. Like, it's just, like, I just think you should cover what you want to cover and do what you want to do and fuck everybody who disagrees.
Interested in it, because that's frowned upon. But I also can't be too slow to it or not cover it at all, because then that must mean that I knew about it the whole time. I'm damn near omniscient, I guess. I see everything, and thus, if I am slow to it or don't talk about it, then there was an ulterior motive and a deeper reason that's nefarious. So where is the Goldilocks zone? I personally don't see why it's so hard to believe that, considering in a lot of the stories I cover, they have already been covered by...
Where's the Moldilocks zone? Shut up. Guys, I have to pee so fucking bad, and it's actually bothering me. Can I just go pee? Can I piss, girl? I was trying, so I was like, I can power through. I gotta remain moist for this video, but I just can't. I gotta pee so bad, chat. I gotta pee. Let me just leave you guys with a fun little, like, fun little... Okay, I'm gonna go pee.
By the time you hear the next pop, the funk shall be within you. The funk shall be within you.
Sorry, guys. It was a lot of pee. I had a lot of pee in the tank. Also, dude, what the hell? Bro, I get up for 2 seconds and you steal my fucking chair. My mayor a thief. Bagel's still Jewish, though. You mind if we share, Mayor Cat? Yeah, you better not fucking mind. God damn it. Or I'll put you in jail again. And by that, I mean I'll give you a bunch of treats and I'll squeeze you. Alright. Sorry, what were we doing? Right.
Others, like Dolan Darkus, for example. Slop Live has beaten me to, like, every topic for the last year, basically. And the way I find out about a lot of the things I cover is through, like I said, friends sending it to me, or when I do stream, which isn't daily, I'm a semi-retired streamer, but when I do stream chat, putting things on my radar. And naturally, what people are probably going to be sending are the popular things, because that's what they've seen. So that's usually what I get sent. But it's not all the time either. Like on his stream, as he was scrolling around talking about how it's only like, you know, the big popular stuff, he passed multiple things that weren't. Like that video about not enough people think about this. That's about sand. It's literally just about sand and sand-related.
Again, I already said this earlier, like, we just checked the Twitch tracker. Bro streams more often than me, by the way. Let me say that really fast. And it's not that, like, you necessarily will know everything because it's just not possible, but as someone who streams online, a lot of times I'll find stories because chat brings them to me. Like, that's the truth. Like, I literally didn't even hear about this Lego stuff until chat brought it to me. Like, you guys have to understand the majority of my, like, I get where he's coming from. I do, because, like, I really don't, and it's not even because I do it, like, on purpose. It's just, I really like video games, like, because I'm a fucking degenerate. That's the truth. I watched, like, a 4-hour video about the items in League and the current meta, because I'm learning League of Legends. Like, I'm, like, I don't know how to explain that I really do understand what he means by, like, you're just not online. But the problem is, and the problem that I have with that argument, maybe his chat's different. Maybe his chat is totally different and no one ever comes in and says, like, are you going to cover this? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like when you're someone who covers stories, you will end up with people telling you if you're going to cover a story. But I've never been in his chat, so Justin, thank you so much for the 20 gift subs. What the heck? And thank you for the tier 1.
Are gone, people.
Is Denims a league chud? Dude, Mayhem is so much fun. I want to jump off of a bridge into a nice ball pit that's totally comfortable and safe. It's actually fun. It's fun. My friends keep trying to be like, let's play Arena. And I'm like, I hate Arena. I hate you. I don't want to read 500 paragraphs. It's always like, there's like 5 seconds. I'm like, oh, I haven't even re-rolled these cards yet. 800, 840, adaptive 4. Oh, I'll just pick this one. And they're like, why the fuck did you? Now we're going to lose. I'm like, I did so much text. It's so much text. I can't read all that text that fast. And like Blitz is not, it'll be like, this has a really high pick rate. And it's like straight up trash. I'm like, wow, thanks Blitz. It'll be like, I saw like one image that like sent me the other day. What else sent it to you guys? People who don't give a shit about League of Legends are like watching right now. They're like, stupid fucking bitches talking about this shit again. Wait, where is it? No, I didn't save it. Sometimes Blitz will recommend to you like items you should get, and it'll be like, hey, get this item. It's good against this person. And there's like a screenshot of someone being like, it's like, this item is good against people with no sustain. And straight up Vladimir is on there. It's like, thanks, Blitz. Thank you. Thanks, Blitz. Appreciate it. Yeah, you're so right. Vlad has no sustain. Correct. It's that the recommended is trash sometimes. Moving on. What was I saying? Wait. So hold on a second. Oh, someone in chat wrote something. I'm just gonna, your name is cool, so I'm just gonna trust you. Dr. Pickles Nipples. If it isn't a just chatting stream, he normally spends like the first hour yapping with chat. They'll highlight the current streaming and current events. While it isn't guaranteed, it seems hard he wasn't aware of the existence. Well, like, again, he said he was aware of the Snark lawsuit, right? And I don't think you can be aware of the Snark lawsuits without being aware of the other ones, because the only reason that the Snark lawsuits are proceeding is because of our cases. So it seems like it just doesn't make sense that you would know about those, but you wouldn't know about the other ones. You should know of them if you know of that one. But I believe him when he says he doesn't know that much, because he probably saw it and saw that it was like a shit show and was like, ah. Like, literally, like, the lawsuit against me is against me and does 1 through 10. Like, it's the same lawsuit. Or rather, it's the same case. Like, they're literally being sued for contributory copyright infringement. But if there's no copyright infringement in my case, their lawsuit goes nowhere. Right? Like, you can't be aware of the Snark lawsuit without knowing about the other lawsuits, because they literally only proceed because of our lawsuits, right? That's why it says people being sued is like, it'll be like Denims and Does 1 through 10, right? What were we saying? And then they're personally fighting it by pushing for a motion to quash the subpoena request or whatever. But anyways, moving back to this part. Yeah, I feel like, again, like I said, like, there are so many stories that I have no idea that are happening, because I also spend a lot of my time not really looking or doom scrolling like Twitter, like legal squash. I just don't do it. Like, I really do, and I really think everybody else should use social media in a way that, like, brings them joy. And it makes me sad knowing that some people, like, doom scroll, like, genuinely doom scroll. I do most of my stuff on stream, and then I'll maybe spend like an hour off stream, sometimes prepping stuff that I want to talk about. But yeah, I don't do a lot of stuff outside of like that. Like, I don't really doom scroll a lot. Like, if you need any better evidence, go to my Twitter. You'll see, like, I post very rarely on my Twitter. And I try to post, like, I try to come up with like bangers. Most recently, I'm glad people really like this one. It was this post that said, "The world's first male lesbian." And I said, straight up thought this was Kyle Rittenhouse. And almost 40,000 people were like, yeah, it's not. Oh, it's not. Dude, he got crazy jiggle physics, let me say. Let me just say. What makes you decide to post on main or alt? My alt Twitter is for, like, when I want to talk to you guys about stuff, and then my main Twitter is when I want to post things that might be bangers like this. Like this, my main Twitter is just for posting thirst traps and for posting bangers. That's my goal with my main Twitter. And my alt Twitter is like, I went to the park and I had some cake today. And it was fun. Here's a picture of my cat. Like, that's what my alt Twitter is for. All right, but moving on. So, like, I understand and I sympathize with, and I empathize with, like, you're not online, but, like, again, last time I'm going to repeat this. When you stream and you're known as someone who covers, like, creator drama or creator lawsuits or internet memes, people in your chat will, like, tell you about them, because I have a lot of people that come in chat and tell me about stuff that I had no idea was happening. The number of times that has happened is quite obscene. There are a lot of things I had no idea were happening until chat told me about them. Like the Lego thing. I didn't see the Lego thing at all until chat told me about it.
Crimes like the Sand Mafia. And he also even called out another one about ranking every item on Panda Express's menu. He used that to, like, belittle me about, like, it's not good is the thing he was insinuating there. But it's not like a viral story. It's not like Panda Express is a huge topic you gotta strike while the iron's hot. My channel has always just been things that I'm interested in at the time. And yeah, there are a lot of stories I get sent that I do find interesting and do yap about, like the Lego scandal. But I really do miss a lot more these days than I did when I was very online all the time, like 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know like how else to prove it to you. I mean, I guess like you can look at my Twitter page and see that I have 2 tweets in like the last 2 years, or on Instagram I make like a post every month and a half, and a lot of them are just me hanging out with my farm animals. Like you can check my streaming history and see that I'm not an active streamer. Like I'm an active streamer, but I'm not streaming with the same frequency I used to, and I'm not putting in really long hours aside from when I did Destiny 2 Salvation's Edge Blind recently, which was fucking exciting, but I don't really know how else to say it. I just don't see everything that happens online, and I can't believe that's something that's apparently like a big issue,
again,
or
not to keep circling this fucking drain.
So
like,
unbelievable. Like
for the longest time, I thought you had 2 cats, 1 wormy and 1 mare. I do. Huh? Again, like I've said like a billion times, I'm like circling this drain over and over again. Like I literally stream less than him. Like, and streaming is like my full-time job, omega lol. And just by virtue of streaming often enough, like as often as I do, or more often than me, you just stay up to date on a lot of things. It's just, it's actually the coolest thing about streaming. It's the thing that I love. One of the many things I love the most about streaming is like, it's like a collection of people from different walks of life with different backgrounds and different jobs and different friends and families and social lives and homes and interests. And I can just come on and be like, guys, like, what the fuck do you do if your toilet makes this noise? And there's like 14 plumbers that are like, classic problem, you just need to do this and this and this, and then you're good to go. And I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, got it. Cool, thanks. And sometimes I tune in and there's lots of people from different walks of life, and they're like, yeah, you should watch this video. It's really cool. It's like trending and people are talking about it. You should do this one. You should do this one. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So like there's stuff I keep up to date with, regardless of whether other people are going to keep me up to date with it. But by virtue of just streaming, like multiple, like he's literally streamed more of June than I have. By streaming as often as I do or more, you just stay up to date because a lot of people will just update you with stuff. Maybe none of his audience updates him on stuff. I don't know. I don't watch his streams. I don't partake in his chat. So I don't know.
In fact, it's embarrassing for me that people can't imagine that I'm not online all the time.
All the lazy ass fucking thumbnails. Also, he has the Asmongoldie outfit where he only wears a dirty white t-shirt in every fucking thumbnail. God, every single video is like, guys, he's gotta stay offline to make his Panda Express tier list.
Well, now you've gone way too far. How fucking dare you?
Okay, I gotta say, wait. Dirty ass white t-shirt. Let's be real. MoistCritiKal is the type of guy that would have like 40 of the same exact shirt. You guys ever walk into a minimalist's closet? It's the same outfit 14 times. I'm not joking. I'm sorry, that carpet behind him is too clean. That carpet behind him is way too fucking clean. Notice how there is no collection of dust near the figurines on this side of the screen, on the right side? No. Let's just say this.
I have been wearing white t-shirts, not dirty white t-shirts, by the way, pristine Jim Mint white t-shirts since high school, since Asmongold was in diapers. It's like me saying that you have a MoistCr1TiKaL hair and beard combo. But anyway, now let's talk about the other lawsuits here, because that was a big point that people were very upset with.
Guys, I literally have like the same shirt. I mean, like, I get it. I'm sorry, like, some people genuinely don't have washing machines, or I guess, like, don't use their washing machines, or forgot that washing machines exist. I don't know. Because I'm going to be honest, I had a period of time in my life where I had to go to the laundromat and it was hell and I did not want to fucking do my laundry. So I get it. But if you have a laundry machine, like a washing machine and a dryer in your apartment, you should know those people can like clean their clothes. I literally have like, some shirts I've got like 4 of the exact same shirt because I just like that shirt, man. I have like 4 of the exact same pants because I really like the pants and they're really comfortable. Like, I have some, like, gym pants like this one. And they're, like, really comfortable. And they got, like, pockets. And they don't have, sorry if this is TMI, like, they don't have, like, some women's clothes will have, like, a seam that runs this way. And it gives you the worst camel toe, man. It's not good. It's, like, it's bad. It's bad. And this one is seamless. So like I'm straight up like I found these pants. I was like, oh my god, like no seam in the front, pockets on the side, fitted with flare bottoms. I need like 4 of these. Like straight up, I need 4 of these. Like they're good. I want more of them. Every time I go to my closet and I'm just looking for casual clothes, I want this pair of pants. I'm tired of having to go and wash them every single time. Center seam in the crotch is malpractice. I'm telling you, like, listen, I am fundamentally of the opinion that like nipples really should be free. Like, I don't think women should feel bad wearing a t-shirt. And like, it's an opaque t-shirt. It is not translucent or transparent. It is opaque. But people find out that you have nipples. Like, that's fucked up, man. Women should just be free to have nipples. You should be free to have nipples. Like, it's weird that people care about that, right? But I gotta say, the crotch seam is like sexual harassment for everyone. You know, like, I feel like I'm being sexually harassed by the pants, and I feel like everyone who's seeing it is also being sexually harassed. Like, it's not good. Like, it's really not good. It's not good. I haven't found a pair that I really like, but these are just like some Amazon ones. When I'm still looking for one that I really, really like, okay? So I'm sorry. Anyways. So I get it. As a fellow NPC that has a lot of clothes that are all like kind of similar, I get it. I get it.
That I didn't extensively cover those as well when talking about the defamation lawsuit. And since I didn't do so and people didn't believe that it was because I didn't know about it, they are accusing me of knowingly avoiding it or even silently championing for those lawsuits, which I find befuddling because throughout my entire time on YouTube, the 18 or 19 years on YouTube, I think I have made it beyond crystal clear how much I dislike this litigious approach to online discourse. And really just this excessive use of the legal system for strong arming or silencing. Like, I have made, I don't know how many videos covering cases even outside of like the internet scope of like, you know, sometimes the legal toilet paper flying back and forth, but like just in general, like the willy-nilly lawsuits that fly around from like corporations attempting to bully people too. Like, I don't know why anyone would think for a second that I would be avoiding talking about that or agreeing with it. Why would I?
No, I think if he agreed with it, it would have been a slam dunk video and it would have been really easy content. This is just my opinion, pure conjecture. You can say Copeseed, Maldbald, whatever, I don't care. I think it's just a bad place to be in when you actually don't support some random copyright infringement lawsuit, but you also don't want to deal with everyone calling you a white knight and a simp for saying that like some random ladies online, I don't know why I said ladies, some random women online are being sued. Like, because then you're just going to get like a cavalcade of hate and like a shitstorm coming your way. He was just, this is my personal conjecture and opinion. I think he was just waiting to see how it would all shake out. And if it shook out in a way that was pro fair use, I think he was going to cover it then when it was completed. And if it didn't, I think he was just going to like try his best to not look at it because it's kind of like a shit show.
I never have in the past, so why would I start now? You just don't like me, which is totally fine. I get it. Not everyone likes the old Florida peach. But
why did streamers say ladies like a Redditor? I don't know.
You're just viewing it in bad faith and making that assumption, and it's incorrect. Because the truth is, and this shouldn't come as a shock to anyone, after learning more about those other lawsuits that Ethan is engaged in, like the fair use lawsuits and such, guess what? I don't agree with those either. Now, obviously, I don't know all the nitty-gritty around every single lawsuit. I've only just begun learning about all of these, but from everything I've seen from the lawsuits that he has actively going on, there's nothing in there that makes me think that this is like the right way of doing things, or that this is different from other times in the past where creators have sued each other over disputes. Now, clearly, I don't know all the nuance and intricacies of fair use law. Ethan would certainly know that better than I, and many others would. So maybe he has some strong cases here, and in one of the instances with one of these streamers, it did seem like they were just uninterrupted playing the video without even an attempt to transform it. So maybe that could be like a easy fair use win for Ethan. But I just don't think that's a win overall. Like, for as long as I've been on the internet.
He's so tepid. Aw, he's a little shy. It feels like, you know, like when you're at like a social gathering and then like a kid is too nervous to say anything. So the parent is like, do you want me to say something? What do you want me to say? And they're like, oh, I'm so nervous. Like, that's what I feel like I'm watching. He's like, well, I think some of the lawsuits, no, not so good. And maybe some of them are. And I'm just a little nervous. I'm a little nervous to talk about it. I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. Me when I feed my ass off in bot lane, I'm just a girl.
That kind of behavior is been frowned upon. And I really think if the targets were different, if it wasn't streamers that a lot of people don't like, the response would be very different to these lawsuits. Right now, a lot of people celebrate them because they just hate them.
Well, I think, okay. If I would be so bold, I would say that that also applies to him. You are not free. You also belong to a society. And I think if you had seen positive coverage of our lawsuits and he was suing people like XQC, or maybe not even, maybe someone less of like a high profile, like if he was suing like CoffeeZilla or something like that, I don't know, like pick a smaller creator of some kind. CoffeeZilla is a pretty large creator as well. But I think if he was, you know, suing a content creator that people mostly liked, I think he would have covered it. I do. I think it's like, it's just like choosing to not look into something isn't the same as choosing to look into it and not cover it, but both are choosing to avoid something that you don't want to talk about, right? Which is like, I don't think that there's anything, you know, controversial about that.
People that Ethan is suing. So they go yeehaw for it. But these individuals, like the streamers in particular for fair use, they are a fraction of the size of Ethan. So it's, to me, a hard case to make that he was genuinely like losing eyeballs because of them streaming it on their Twitch channel. And yeah,
which is always like which is like something that we've all talked about for a really long time. Like a big part of like the React gate a long time ago with XQC doing the worm was that like he would react to the video, he would add very little, he'd add like fucking 5 minutes or something like that. And then immediately it would get re-uploaded to YouTube with like the same thumbnail, just with XQC's face on the corner and the same title. And then that video would outperform the original video. And his response was like, I just don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care, right? And that like, that definitely felt like there was maybe like cognizable harm because, you know, like this video got this, it's adding very little and it's really using like the heart of the original video. And there might be, especially because they're both on YouTube, there might be like some of these views, some of these millions of views might have went and watched the other one with like let's talk about like Caseytron as an example. It's like, what did like, first of all, they're different platforms. And I've talked about this before. Like, if you talk to people who go on Twitch and you tell them what's the first website you go on when you wake up in the morning, they'll tell you Twitch. Not every single person. This is just like a random ass litmus test metric that I'm talking about. I'm saying that like Twitch and YouTube are slightly different markets. And the type of people that go on Twitch are a little bit different than the people that go on YouTube. And you'll see this when you talk to random people. Like, there are some people that are like strong, like, believers of being YouTube frogs, and that's what they are. They are YouTube frogs through and through. And some people are just Twitch frogs through and through. Like, they don't want to watch VODs. They want to watch it when it's live. And if it's not live, they don't want to watch it, right? So I do think that there are like a lot of people that do have like a strong preference. And I do think there are a lot of people who, if they watch something on Twitch, we're never going to watch it on YouTube, right? This isn't like an end all be all. This is just like a random ass litmus test, to be very fucking clear, just for a moment. Whereas like the harm might be more evident when they're both on YouTube. I haven't re-uploaded my VOD on YouTube for that. I didn't do that. And I will tell you, like, people like Casey, it's like, what, there were 1,000 viewers that watched her I don't know what her total viewership was. I'm guessing. I'm just like picking a random number. 1,000 viewers that watch her on Twitch. First of all, you have to prove that those people are people that normally go on YouTube and frequently check out YouTube channels and YouTube content and watch YouTube videos. And then what would be like the fraction, what was the AdSense of those viewers exactly? Let's say that it wasn't fair use completely entirely. Let's just assume that for a brief moment. And let's fully steelman the lawsuits. Okay, like what was that in AdSense? Like $10 or something, maybe? If? Like, it's so obscene. Whereas there is very clear harm when someone re-uploads a video and they added like 5 minutes and it's the same thumbnail and it's the same caption and it's the same title. And then that video outperforms the original video. Like that's like, oh man, we're getting into this weird territory. I don't know. Maybe a court would still find that transformative and it wouldn't matter. Who knows? But to attack a bunch of small creators who are like, dude, be real. Like, your video got how many millions of views? Like, yes, Casey really deprived you of views. Yes, friggin' really deprived you of views. It's just like so obscene. Right? And that's why Charlie's saying this, because he knows this. He knows the difference between watching a random stream that's like, has significantly less viewership than like some random video on YouTube. It's like, it's just different.
It is like a big asshole thing for them to do, but let's be real, it's not hurting you, it's just you don't like them, and they don't like you. So this was a way of being able to get a big jab in there, and since a lot of the internet doesn't like them, they get to rally behind you as well, as opposed to start asking the question, why even bother? You already won, again, against that kind of behavior. The internet, from what I can tell, this is kind of post-mortem now since I'm super late to it, but from what I can tell, no one was really on the side of the streamers that were just blatantly streaming it without any kind of transformation or anything like that. So you already won. What's the point in continuing this further, paying big bucks to the lawyer just so you could also financially hurt them to further, get them? It seems like it's less about, fighting a just cause for fair use and more about like, here's some more ammunition. The big one that I've spent the most time looking into is the Denims case because it's the most recent and is being touted as a tentative loss.
That's me. DNM Shake. It's me. Mention this, DNM Shake.
For Ethan, which I don't know what a tentative loss really means because it's not an official loss. It's still an ongoing lawsuit here. But the judge had like a very seemingly stern view on it that even cited Ethan Klein's previous fair use victory against him in his suit against Denims. Ethan Klein, a while back,
it was a pretty scathing document, I'm not gonna lie.
Had a landmark achievement in the fight for fair use against good old bold guy Matt Haas, and that ruling was cited here against him in this fair use lawsuit. So to me, that illustrates that
multiple times, by the way,
these lawsuits aren't coming from a genuine place of trying to enforce real fair use and are potentially just coming from a place of revenge. Now, I don't know the intricacies of everyone that's being sued and their relationship to Ethan and the snark community. I don't know, but from everything I've seen in these lawsuits, I just don't agree with going this.
Thanks, Baron. Thank you, Baron von Satan. We will fight to the end, all right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I've always said since day one, I will keep you guys up to date with as much of the lawsuit stuff as I possibly can. And I hope you guys have felt like I have kept that promise. And I hope you guys have felt like I've kept the promise that I will fight as much as I can for as long as I can. And I am doing the best I can. So, and I hope I can give you guys more updates. So yeah, I hope I can give you guys more updates as often as I can. As unfortunately, right now that's just there. I don't know when the next update will be. We're just patiently waiting to see what the judge will rule whenever he rules it, and it could be anywhere from like a couple days or weeks to months. So, yeah. All right, keep going.
This extremely litigious path. There are very few lawsuits in this space that I think make sense. And like I said yesterday, the one that does is him going after the snarking community that allegedly did send a fraudulent CPS check to his house and human skulls, which apparently is taboo to even mention now for some reason. I got fucking dogpiled for bringing that up, but
the reason he got dogpiled for bringing that up is because the question, you saying that it's like fraudulent is assuming that like no one, when Ethan Klein himself already admitted he doesn't even know who sent the CPS, and he's already admitted that they told him that it was someone that he knew. So for him to just go straight to blaming Snark is like, it's like kind of crazy.
From everything I've seen, that did happen, right? Like I didn't hallucinate that or anything. So like, that's a pretty fucking big deal. That's a pretty traumatizing thing. That is psychopath behavior. So if the snarking community is responsible for that, then yeah, it makes sense.
And then the skulls thing got really weird when Taylor Lorenz posted the photo of like the skulls with like Skulls Unlimited, and like it's a photo of the Skulls Unlimited box on their like counter. It's like, what? But he said it was like an unmarked box that got sent to the studio. And then like the tag literally said like human skull, and it was like, wait, so why did you say it was in an unmarked box that somebody else found, but you sent it to Taylor Lorenz when it clearly showed what it was? Like, I don't understand like what the fuck is happening here.
To go that path, because that is...
And I think the reason that a lot of people were probably mad at the last Charlie, I almost said Charlie Kirk. Every time I say Charlie, I want to say Charlie Kirk video was because when it's so insane to take Ethan at his word for so many things when he's just so blatantly lied about so many things.
Is extremely unhinged, and that is something that should be pursued legally to stop that from ever happening again. But yeah, I honestly am very surprised how many people were so quick to jump to the conclusion that I was avoiding this and lying about not knowing about it. And secretly championing for those lawsuits and that kind of thing. It's so upsetting because good faith is something that's just gone. It's completely flushed down the shitter. Anyone who would watch the video in good faith would be able to recognize, okay, maybe he is telling the truth and doesn't know about those lawsuits, which is why he hasn't included them there. I feel like that would be a normal thing to do, a courtesy to extend, considering I have always vocally advocated against this kind of extremely litigious path in online discourse and online communities. So why now is that no longer afforded the courtesy of, oh no, he definitely...
Well, again, okay, so going back to the CPS thing and the skull thing and whatever, like, if this was all just about, like, the CPS and the skulls and everything like that, like, why wouldn't he just sue directly for that and try and unmask the person who made the original call? If he thinks it was a fraudulent call and that they attacked us, doesn't it make more sense to then pursue that lawsuit when it's actually, like, why is he suing for copyright contributory copyright infringement, right? Like, that's bizarro. Like, what? Because I agree. If you think it was a fraudulent call, a fraudulent CPS call, then you can't make anonymous calls. Last I checked, you can't make anonymous CPS calls in the state of California. So the person who made the call had to give their personal information. And presumably verified. So why not unmask them and try and figure out who it is and then pursue that legally if you believe that it was, and like, can I just say, good luck pursuing that and pursuing someone saying like, and finding, you know, like maybe subpoenaing them or subpoenaing Discord or subpoenaing whatever to show that they were like, I am making this call fraudulently, right? Like, the reason he's pursuing, in my opinion, a lot of this stuff through the copyright lawsuits is because he thinks it's like he will get a lot of public favor for it. And the people who might otherwise criticize someone doing this won't do it because it's him.
Fell back on his principles. He doesn't believe in that anymore here. But I guess, to be honest, good faith is kind of viewed as weakness online. People are far more interested in scalp, far more interested in the spectacle and as much shit slinging as possible. So if it's trying to approach things with a level head, you kind of get attacked by everybody because no one really wants that anymore. So, like yesterday,
I mean, I would say two things. One, in the era of like Trumpism, nobody wants milquetoast takes on things that are very divisive. That's just my I think centrism is a lot less in the, like, on vogue as compared to like any type of extremist opinions, right? And also, I think that some things are gray and some things require nuance, and I think that there are other things that are just less gray. So when people feel like you're taking a gray stance on something that isn't gray, they're going to get upset about it. That's just like if you have a friend and they beat the shit out of your other friend, and you're like, well, it's hard to say what they did to deserve it, you know? What if they were looking particularly punchable in that moment? Like, people would be frustrated, right, about that. They'd be like, dude, no, you literally just beat the shit out of me for no fucking reason and said, I'm going to beat the shit out of you for no fucking reason now. Like, for you to, some things are gray and some things are just not gray, right? I feel like I've been pretty darn good faith this entire time talking about Charlie. And I mean, it's not possible to know about the snark lawsuit without knowing about the not snark lawsuits, because all of the snarkers are being sued for contributory copyright infringement, which then begs the question, what's the original copyright infringement? Again, I believe that he knew about the lawsuits and decided, I don't want to fucking look into this. This looks boring. This looks annoying. This looks like a headache. This doesn't even look like it'll perform well. Any of those reasons. But I think a lot of people feel like, okay, I'll be as charitable as you want. I'll be as good faith as you want. I believe you when you say you don't spend all day, all night on the internet. Yeah, I get it. I'm the same way. But also, it would be crazy to know about the snark lawsuits and the contributory copyright infringement lawsuits and then not know about the other lawsuits. And knowing of them and knowing the details of them are different. I don't think he knew the details of them. I think that that's obvious. It's a lot of work. Who the fuck wants to read 70 pages of them comparing the Grand Mufti to Hitler? Bro, it's terrible. It's not entertaining. It's not fun. But that is different from like not knowing anything. So, personal opinion.
I feel like I did a very good faith look at everything. And I spent 3 hours going through like the essentials of what was going on, learning about it from the ground up. And once I did that, then I dove into watching iDubbbz's stream where the lawsuit spawned from. I watched H3's stream and I talked to them and continued to look deeper into it across the span of most of that day. And I approached it, I believe, in very good faith across the board. And in doing so, you will always earn that prestigious title of fence sitter. If you're not extreme on either side of the drama, you are fence sitting it.
I mean, I personally just like, bro, you gotta just tank that shit, man. I get called a fence sitter. Because sometimes that's what I want to do, man. Like, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I don't want to cover Grand Platinum. I don't want to. I feel like it's like a shit place to be. It's like, oh, the guy who had the Nazi tattoo on his chest, who probably did some weird, crazy shit in the Iraq War, maybe is being accused of sexual assault. Like, it's not a story that makes me happy to think about. And it's like, yeah, but he champions all of these political positions that are based as fuck. And it's like, okay, I don't really trust that. But I don't want to be seen as a wrecker. So you know what I do? I don't fucking talk about it because I'm tired of hearing about Platinum and I just don't want to deal with it. But I will be honest and say, I don't feel like I can take a strong opinion on Grand Platinum. I feel like it's a lose-lose situation. So, you know, own it. Just like own it. There are some times where you just like don't want to because you feel like it's a lose-lose and you don't feel like there is a good position that you can hold. Didn't you call him a fencer? Yeah, I'm saying I do that too, but he's aware that he does it. So I don't know why he's being like, how could you call me this? You know, stop, don't call me this. It's like, no, sometimes there are situations where it's like, I feel like I'm just going to lose. if I call out Graham Plattner and I talk about how I'm uncomfortable by all of these things related to Graham Plattner, a bunch of people will get upset at me and say like, well, you're just being a wrecker and you're going to make sure that like somebody else takes the election who doesn't stand for anything. And it's like, okay. And then when you take the other position, which is like, well, let's support Graham Plattner. Yay. I can't wait to support Graham Plattner. Yay. Then there's a bunch of people calling you like a fucking racist piece of shit and you don't care about actual intersectionality and whatever. Like, there's some shit that just sucks, man. Some shit just sucks. You know? Because I see both positions. I see both positions. So anyways, that's to say, I get it, man. Like, I get it, but you can also just like own it that some things are fucking radioactive on the internet. Mari says it best. I'm glad I'm not a main voter. I don't know if she said it before me, in which case I will give her full credit, but I did say that a couple days ago. Like, I'm just fucking happy I'm not fucking voting in Maine. Because for me, Tom Steyer is an easy choice. I don't care that he's a billionaire. If he's a class traitor to the billionaires, hell fucking yeah. Great. Listen, I've been duped by politicians before because politicians fucking lie. But hey, man, the opposition doesn't look that great. I'm going to take the guy that isn't taking any money from fucking Chevron and Airbnb and McDonald's and whatever. I'll take the billionaire that's self-funding because at least he's not beholden to anyone but himself. He's like, he sees McDonald's send $500,000. He's like, Tom Steyer has donated $500,000 to Tom Steyer. It's like, at least he's only beholden to himself. I'll take the guy that's not beholden to corporations and will do what he wants over the guy who I know will make the state worse. Like, that's easy for me to pick that. That's easy. Like, him being a billionaire is not enough to make me not want to vote for him. Because again, at least he's not beholden to any fucking corporations, right? Careful, that was self-funded argument was Trump's in 2016. Yeah, but Trump also said a bunch of crazy shit. Trump also said, build the wall and get rid of all the Mexicans. Tom Steyer isn't saying that. Tom Steyer is saying we should tax the rich people more. People should have health care. We shouldn't be funding all the, like, Tom Steyer's also saying all of the things I want him to say. So not only is he saying all the things I want him to say, he's also self-funding. So he's going to do what he's saying he wants to say, which is the same thing with Trump. Trump is like self-funded or whatever, which he wasn't. But he also promised he would make things worse, and then he did. So like, right? So does that make sense? Does that make sense? Right? But fuck, being a Maine voter, oh my God. I would feel so shit, man. I would just feel so shit having to fucking put down a fucking name on that ballot, man. Moving on. Yeah, like, I think you, and I do think that there are instances where if you give credit to either side, people will call you a fence sitter. And that sucks, but who cares what those people think? They're idiots, right? If you say, listen, yeah, I do think that, like, I don't know, what's a good example? I'm trying to think of a good example of something that, like, you can, maybe something in the past that I've said where I've given credit where credit is due or something. But people will just call you one. They'll just call you one. It is what it is. Like, you know what I mean?
Which I think it's a term that's really lost all its luster, because in that video, I think it's a pretty strong stance. I don't agree with Ethan's defamation lawsuit. And I spend 30...
Yeah, the reason people called him, or called you, Mr. Charlie, they called you a fence sitter was because you were talking about, like, this fraudulent CPS call and the skulls and talking about how, like, the snarkers need to get got illegally, legal squashed, right? So yeah, strong disagreement with you on Plattner. You and everybody else, man. Okay? You and everybody else, man. And the craziest thing, too, is I didn't even say anything. I said, I don't like this stuff, and I don't like this stuff either. That's what I said. So, like...
36 minutes yapping about all of my reasons why. And boy, howdy, I repeated myself multiple times. I watched it back, and I literally made the same point like 3 times by accident. Like I said, I do most of these in only a handful of takes, so sometimes I lose track of what I've already said. So, like, I really did make it very clear what my stance is, that this is not something that gets 2 big thumbs up from me. But because I also mentioned that iDubbbz stream was a very poorly handled one that I think used a disgusting comment to try and illustrate his point in that it was a very painful stream to sit through. Because I mentioned that, people are accusing me of both sidesing it. You were shitting on iDubbbz for most of the video, actually, which I don't know how you walk away with that impression. iDubbbz himself will also tell you that that was a bad stream, and he is regretful of it. He has publicly come out, apologized for it, and said that that was bad, and that it was too far. But me giving my perspective that, yeah, it was pretty torturous to sit through is apparently, a big no-no. Now, I'm going to go ahead and repeat myself again before getting into the next stuff I want to talk about, because, again, a lot of the drama from this isn't even about my take on it. It's about clips.
It kind of speaks to your point. He doesn't want to be in a position that is less than 90% support. You got some criticism mixed. This is like the most earnest video I've seen from him in like a while. Like a fucking while. I don't think he likes making this type of content, but now he is like, I don't know. Anyways.
Of my take on it without even giving why I think that. So I want it really front and center so that there can be no confusion why I disagree with this defamation lawsuit. So to do that, let's take it from the top, from the start. What started this defamation lawsuit?
It's okay. So I do want to say I don't agree with what's being said in this comment here, but I'm putting it on screen because I think it should be addressed because it's a big, bold accusation that's very fucked up.
The
other thing too that's like fucked from this is like when you do it, when you cover a topic that you've only covered for a little bit, you lack a lot of the context of the stuff that happened prior to all of this. And like, I'm sorry, but like, is it okay? Maybe I should just find the tweets before talking about it, because there's this habit sometimes where clippers will post me saying something that is factually true, but then they'll be like, can you believe she made this up, even though it's factually true? So sometimes it's just better to just pull up the original comment. There was an Instagram story from Ethan a long time ago about Anissa having relationships with other people. And I don't want to say more because then, defeats the purpose of trying to find the clip. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about or how to find it. I think I know where to go. Wait. Maybe here? Hold on. Wait. Here it is. Found it. Like, I think a big reason why a lot of people were frustrated, and I mean this like heart to heart, Charlie, if you see this, a lot of people were frustrated with your coverage because it felt like you ignored all of the previous context of that relationship because you just didn't know about it. Because you assumed that, like, I don't know, Ethan wouldn't lie or something like that. But you have to understand this has been like a back and forth that started with Ethan initially slinging shit over at Ian. And people are like, well, he's the one who made the content cop. Wrong. Okay. Ethan was already like threatening to pull Lena from Creator Clash 3 before, because Ian and Anissa would not say anything about the skulls in the CPS. That is factually a correct statement. That is the timeline of events. And after the content cop, then Ethan decided to go full shit slinging, and he literally accused, here it is on screen, Anissa of having a relationship with a minor. Here he wrote, they don't deny it. My interest is not about sex, it's about how pathetic you are. Speaking of which, Anissa's previous boyfriend before Ian was allegedly 17 when she was 22, and she literally came out and said, this is a lie and illegal. My ex-partner was a Acadian, and it was a very public relationship. He was 19, and I was 22. You can look up his birthday and when we dated. I'm beyond shocked and disgusted. And admittedly, Ethan apologized afterward. And he said clarified and showed proof he was not 17, so I removed the story. Which is not an apology. He just says like, oh, she showed that he wasn't. Okay. So like, this idea that this is like iDubbbz is just going out of his way to be a bad person and to bully Ethan. Is like, this is like a month. This is like over a year of Ethan still talking about Anissa and Ian's fucking sex life and dating life, and then accusing her of being like a pedophile and then retracting like 2 seconds later. Like this is a long history of events, right? Like to ignore everything and then just start the story where the lawsuit begins is rough, which like, I don't think that he's intentionally doing that. I think he's just not doing enough due diligence to make sure he's not doing that. Right. Which is like, is hard. I don't trust me, man. That's tough. That's tough internet stuff. Sometimes you just got to cover stories and you got to be diligent about it. Like, what the fuck? Who decided that shit? What the hell? No, Denims. The story started on Dragontober 7. So like, people got frustrated because it like, from my perspective, I will say that part of it was frustrating for me and maybe frustrating for you guys. You guys can tell me if you disagree, because it ignores so much of like the context of like, he has literally been just like smearing them for over a year and like bring on their old coach and then being like, yeah, Ian had sex with this woman, but he didn't have sex with this woman. But it's like, it's just like fucking weird. And what he like pushes back in the most mild way and says like, why don't you want to fucking talk about that? So Destiny says these actually defamatory comments and you're just like silent. You got no words to say, nothing. You're quiet as a mouse. That is fucking insane. That's insane. And then later said, okay, fine. I shouldn't have showed it on the screen or whatever for as long as I did. Like, that's my bad. Sure, whatever. Isn't it not crazy for the lawsuit to proceed when he has made equally horrendous and awful and despicable statements and then retracted them? Like, when there's like shit slinging on both sides, and arguably Ian's shit slinging was just showing like, hey, this is what he said. Why won't you address this? That was the purpose of all those streams. Like, come on. Didn't he also try to say that like you and Anissa were fucking too? Yeah, then this was so weird. They're like, is Anissa cheating on Ian with Denims? It's like, you guys are really, that is incredible. I gotta say, thank you for flattering me and pretending like I got that much game. For sure. Yeah, no, I have crazy game. Yeah, I pull baddies all the time. Yeah, no, I'm definitely not a nerd and a loser. Yeah, for sure. Keep writing that fanfic. So I think that's why people were frustrated, because it's like you're taking, and I don't think it's like necessarily MoistCritikal's doing it maliciously. I think the most good faith reading is that he's doing the best he can. But this story does not begin on October 7th, man. Like, there's just all this previous shit. So that's what I would like to say. All right.
The comment he is showing was not made by him. He then goes on to explain what he's actually trying to accomplish by having that comment on his stream for so long as a watermark.
Also, I will say that I think Ethan Klein is terrified of this guy. So it's just kind of like legit. It is to me, it's super funny that he has so much smoke for everyone that he thinks he can bully, but the person that he's fucking terrified, he just keeps very overtly running from. And it's like, yeah.
I think he made this point.
And so, like, this really does feel like a situation where, like, it feels weird to criticize and go so harshly against Ian here, because it's like what he showed, like, something that Ethan is refusing to address, because he refuses to ever talk about C. Samson in a negative light. Maybe it's because of the Dan Saltman sponsor. I don't fucking know why he doesn't want to. But like the other thing too is like this idea. It's like, well, you don't fuck with family. You don't fucking do that. It's like, well, when the roles were reversed and like frenemies broke up, Trisha was like begging Ethan to stop because it was impacting her family. Like these are logs that were made public where Trisha sends a screenshot from the H3 Productions subreddit saying, send emails and tweets to Trisha's sponsors. Don't let her weasel out of this one. And then she said, the cops went to my house questioning her about my stepdad molesting me 20 years ago. And then his response is, you just need to make a statement on the Mr. Riley stuff. You don't get to tell me what I need to do. I've talked about this. I've talked with his family. They were unaware of the report I made as a child. They wanted to go away. You don't get to tell me how to handle my sexual assault. This is FYI, not a private chat, so don't assume you have rights of privacy, and I will share these screenshots if necessary. Wow, I am pleading for you to just stop, please. So what happened to, like, you don't involve family in things? What happened to, like, well, you crossed the line once you involve my family? Like, what the fuck? Like literally, like, what the fuck? Like, this is why people got upset with the coverage, because they're like, this is like a one-sided issue where, like, Ethan's just kind of a bad person. Like, I might be a vile fucking human being and a bitch, but, like, you're just like the world's biggest cry bully. And people have tried so many times to extend olive branches. So many times. I have extended olive branches multiple times. And I'm delusional. I'm like copium pilled as fuck. I think you can always make amends. I think you just need to start immediately, and you can make amends and you can turn it around. But you have to be the one to start. But if you don't want to start, like, what the fuck is anyone supposed to do, man? Like, you just want to be a huge asshole, and you just don't like when people are mean to you in any way, shape, or form, and you're okay with doing things that other people would never be allowed to do to you, which is not okay. So you're sitting there and, like, threatening to pull Lena from, like, Creator Clash 3 and saying, like, I can't believe Ian and Issa won't talk about CPS. They won't talk about it. There's silence. Why won't they talk about it? And when they do talk about it, you don't like what they have to say, so you proceed for the next year to do a fucking smear campaign on them. And then when they, like, make fun of you, you're like, I'm going to sue you guys. Yep, that's it. I'm done. I'm suing you guys. It's like, it's so crazy. So to cover and be like, well, yeah, this stuff is, like, valid. And, like, Ian's stream was bad. It's like, okay, man. You know? And I get it. It's like, because I think a big part of it is, like, I understand because I've been in that position before where I feel like I need to make both sides feel like they were heard. But sometimes it's just not the case. Sometimes it's just not the case.
Point pretty dog shittily and used a very gross comment for it, which is what I said yesterday, and I still stand.
Oh, and to be clear, when it comes to Trisha Paytas, this is a great example of, like, you don't have to like the person to be against certain mistreatment of them. Like, I would hope everyone, regardless of your opinion of Trisha Paytas, if you hate her, if you love her, if she's your problematic fave or whatever, I would hope you agree that, like, her being relentlessly harassed for years and she never even speaks about Ethan anymore, I would hope you would be against that. Like, that's crazy. Like, I don't need to like her personally to think that, like, maybe, like, that's not deserved.
By that, and I said it to iDubbbz as well, the point that he is making by showing this comment on his stream is, look at what Destiny can say and get away with without Ethan's wrath, yet he has smoke for so many other people. Destiny has said something unthinkably heinous, and Ethan isn't going after him, he's going after other people. He must be afraid of him. That is his point with showing that. Ethan has gone on to say that this is significantly more malicious from iDubbbz than Destiny, because Destiny said it in passing and, you know, he was just being a dickhead and disavowed it. But iDubbbz isn't saying it, and he even openly states without any guesswork, without any riddles, and without any sarcasm that he doesn't agree with it, that he doesn't believe it. He is not presenting it as true. But Ethan is saying it's more malicious because Ian, iDubbbz, did meet his family, meet his kids, and now he has that comment on his stream. And I agree, that is filthy, and it is very low, which is why I'm saying it wasn't a good stream from iDubbbz. It just wasn't, and it's something he admits as well. But at no point in that stream that I sat through did iDubbbz ever try and make the argument that Destiny's comment reflects the truth or is real in any way. He openly says he doesn't agree with it. He is using it to make a point, and he doesn't do a great job of expressing that point super clearly. But what he does express clearly, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, is that he doesn't agree with the comment. So it just doesn't make sense to me why Ethan is super willing to say, like, that didn't mean anything coming from Destiny, but iDubbbz having it on his stream means malicious intent and that it's lending an air of credibility to it. I just disagree because he's never putting credibility into it. Him sarcastically saying that this is a serious allegation that he should really look at is him making the point that why are you ignoring something this gross from Destiny but going so hard on others for much less? And in Ethan's statement, like I pointed out, he does outright say that he had a much better chance of winning against...
I already explained all this, so I don't want to just talk in circles. I want to wait for the rest of the video. I haven't seen any of this, so I'm like waiting.
iDubbbz in Canada because of their laws there being very different than the laws here in the US. So he didn't believe he could actually win against Destiny in the US, but felt he could against iDubbbz in Canada. So to me, that feels like trying to capitalize off lax free speech laws in Canada to get revenge, and using this as a convenient excuse of exacting that revenge and punishing him further for associating with snarkers, as opposed to actually pursuing a real defamation case. Because if it's a defamation case you're only willing to pursue in Canada and not here in the States, then to me it doesn't feel like a defamation case worth pursuing. And people were upset at me for saying that, but I just truly believe that free speech, laws around speech in general, should be very protected, and I feel like the US does a pretty strong job compared to other countries, and I think that should be extended to every country on the planet, to have laws that are strong to protect real free speech. And like I said, if iDubbbz was going around saying that the Destiny comment was accurate, it was true, and promoting it as a legitimate claim that he believed in and used his previous friendship with Ethan as this place of credibility to try and convince his argument that this is a claim that is really got some merit to it, some real oomph, then I would completely agree. That wouldn't be free speech, and that wouldn't be protected in the US either, by the way. So in that case, I would get that.
Yeah, the craziest thing about, like, it almost feels like C. Samson is like taunting Ethan Klein because he knows Ethan Klein won't sue him. Because, like, I would argue what C. Samson said was, if it's not approaching defamation, I don't know what it is. Because defamation is anything from, like, malicious intent, maliciously spreading things that are untrue, or a reckless disregard for the truth. And it is a reckless disregard for the truth to be like, yeah, this guy is a pedophile and he's molested, blah, blah, blah. Like, that is a reckless disregard for the truth. You don't care whether or not people take your statements as fact. And now everyone thinks this. You are showing a reckless disregard for the truth.
If he is going around knowingly spreading this fraudulent, disgusting allegation and promoting it as though it were true, then yeah, that would be a defamation case that I would understand. But that's just not the truth of what happened in that stream. I am still just not a fan of extremely litigious avenues for handling the online space. I don't think there's ever any winners in it at all, except for, of course, the fucking lawyers that are salivating. And yes, I do believe this sets a bad example that can open a big can of worms in the online space. Not just with commentary YouTubers, by the way, just in general. People were upset about stifling voices, but didn't bother to hear the entire take. The reason why I think something like this could stifle voice...
Ethan's also suing Noah Samson for defamation. He's in the US. This invalidates Ethan's argument. Whether it's out of ignorance or not, Charlie not knowing that provides cover for Ethan, correct. And I would argue, dude, like, oh my God, I would hate to be a lawyer on Noah Samson's case. No offense to Noah Samson, but like, you basically have to litigate Israel-Palestine in a court of law, like, for fuck's sake. Like, that's going to be so many documents and so much fact-checking and so much... If it passes, like, if he gets through the anti-slap motion, it won't be, I think, that bad. But if not, like, I'm like getting a headache, like, because the really cool thing about fair use is fair use does not require that you prove that your statements are factual. It does not require that you prove that what you said is a good commentary of the highest substance. It only you only need to prove that you did transform the content and that you created a substantially different product. I mean, Ethan Klein's own precedent states this. So now I would argue everything I said is substantiated by fact, but you would have to go through and find articles for all this. You have to find articles showing like the incarceration rate of Americans and Black Americans in this country compared to other countries. And that's like a lot of like sitting down labor and like manpower and lawyer hours finding this stuff. Whereas the really cool thing about fair use is what I said does not need to be factual. I can say like that Hamas gives out 100 presents on Christmas every year to all the good boys and girls, and it actually doesn't matter whether that statement is correct or incorrect. It's about whether or not it was related to the original video and whether or not I used the original video to talk about this stuff, right? They do them on the mailing list. True. Why does free use come up so often? Because Casey Tron made an amazing tweet once, and she wrote like, Ethan Klein, the free use king. And now that's all I think about. Yes, I know it's a kink, but oh, wow. Oh my God, let me go get my lollipop. I can't believe everyone tell me it's a sex thing. What do you want me to be, one of those fucking child VTubers? Oh, sex. I don't even know what that is. Wow. Please, stop. Don't make me do this.
Is because if this does become commonplace where people learn from this example that going through litigation to handle issues is the proper channel, people will be less willing to cover controversial stories.
Oh,
like,
sorry.
For example,
I just remember what I was going to say. Arguably a defamation lawsuit, or maybe even inarguably a defamation lawsuit against C. Samsony would be like cheaper because you're just arguing like one text message, like a couple tweets and a video. Whereas like with Noah Samson's lawsuit, like you have to sit down and find every single time that Noah clipped you and how he interpreted you and why he interpreted you that way and whether or not his interpretation was defamatory or whether it was protected free speech. Like that's a way more of a headache of a lawsuit.
When you make a video calling out like a potential scam, you are taking a very real risk. And in the case of this, who's to say that company that may or may not be scamming sees that and just immediately goes this path, shutting it down? You are showing this customer's perspective and it's hurting our brand. It's defamatory. We are coming after you with litigation. It would be, I believe, an issue that could be wide.
Well, again, I think that there's a difference between legal precedent and social precedent. I think he would be setting a social precedent by saying like, yeah, if you don't like what someone said and you feel like it's defamatory, sue the shit out of them and hopefully they settle with you. You're giving permission and you're creating the permission structure for wealthy bastards to go and like sue whoever the fuck they want to, and that there would be no pushback publicly against something like that.
Teaching. And other YouTubers that are, in a beef with each other, maybe they do the same thing. Like, you said this about me, or you posted a screenshot of a tweet that was slanderous about me, so now I'm coming after you legally. And then it just becomes a big problem. Like, I'll use a commentary example because I think that's the one people are very focused on. You remember the whole Mr. Beast and Dogpack thing? Well, that was perhaps the biggest payday for tons of commentary channels that latched onto that bosom hard. Tons and tons and tons of videos were being churned out daily covering that situation there. And fast forward a length of time, turns out a lot of the allegations were either misleading or just outright false and incorrect. So should Mr. Beast then turn around and issue a lawsuit to every commentary channel that was covering that saga and siding with Dogpack and promoting the Dogpack allegations as truth and putting them forward as legitimate and real? I don't think so. I don't think that would be a good thing, but he realistically probably does have a pretty strong-ish case he could build for defamation lawsuits against a lot of channels that were actively preaching Dogpack's allegations as gospel. Titles and thumbnails talking about how he's a fraud and a scammer based on the Dogpack allegations, many of which turned out to be incorrect. But they were still promoting them as the truth.
Okay, you see what I mean when I say that? I'm not that online. the things that I am online about, I'm very online about because I care a lot about those things, right? So like the Kratos thing has been really funny. Like the God of War thing, like I consume the shit out of that content because it's so fucking funny watching all these people talk about this. But I've like heard of things, and it would be weird for me to be like, yeah, I heard of like X, Y, and Z thing, but then I somehow didn't hear about the thing that started X, Y, and Z. Something from years ago. It was the guy who accused Mr. Beast of being an abusive boss. I vaguely remember that. I don't remember any of the details. Maybe we watched a video. I don't remember any of it.
So, should Mr. Beast issue defamation lawsuits to all those commentary channels? And should this end in a victory here and have a favorable ruling in the books for this defamation case? Well, then Mr. Beast could point to, look at that, he won here already, we can use that. I'm not saying that would happen, but maybe it could. It's, again, probably just not best to just have
I don't
that.
know this example, so I can't comment on this because I just don't. I remember someone making a video at one point about something like this. And I remember someone saying something like they work really obscene like the videos where it's like, we put two people in a room and then made them try and kill each other. Like some of the stuff is like fucked, but I just don't. Sorry, I think a big reason why I didn't, but see, this is what I mean. Like, it's not that I didn't know anything about it at all completely. It's that I saw what was happening and I was like, yeah, no shit, the capitalist is a brutal boss. Yeah. So I didn't look into it at any point further than that. If that's what he's talking about, because I think that that's what he's talking about. Because there was a lot of like Mr. Beast stuff. There was like the Ava stuff, and then there was like that one lady, like Roseanne something, and then there's like a bunch of random stuff. There's the guy who got invited to the Beast Games or whatever. But yeah, like I'm sorry, I saw like a capitalist being a ruthless boss, and I was like, shocking. Like, yeah. But if someone said, well, you're not looking into it because you don't care about the story, I'd be like, yeah, correct. I know everything I need to know, which is Mr. Beast is probably a capitalist, ruthless boss. Okay. You can accuse me of not looking into it because I don't care enough about the story and I've already made up my mind, but that would be true. That would be a correct statement. In the same way, it's like, he's heard about it, but he didn't care enough to look into it any further because he's like, well, Ethan is like the fair use guy. Surely he knows what he's getting himself into, right?
Ammunition as a possibility. Now, at the end of the day, that's just one Cro-Magnon's perspective on it, and it is completely fine to disagree with it, even healthy. You know what's not healthy is this trend where people don't even watch the video and only engage through select Twitter clips in order to get outraged at and form their whole opinion around the video they didn't watch from. Now, I don't want to just dive into some unhinged takes, but this one actually tilted me, and for some reason I saw this quite a bit. He spoke with Ethan Klein, but not iDubbbz. Pathetic. Like Maximilian Pegasus here. Pathetic Yugi. If only they watched the video. Because I didn't just speak to Ethan Klein, I also spoke with iDubbbz. And it's right there in the very beginning of the video. Like, it's early in the video. Now, I did also have a brief...
Bro, I don't mean to be this person, but like, welcome to the internet, straight up. People don't even watch my video. My haters don't even watch my videos, man. My haters will be like, oh, so let me guess, you're anti-Semitic. It's like, what the fuck? Did you even try watching the video? Okay.
Conversation with iDubbbz about this as well. I mean, what can you do? I did say I talked with both of them about it.
I literally saw one comment about the tentative ruling that like blew my mind in its stupidity. The comment was like, I think I just read this and it doesn't even say that she is tentatively gonna win on fair use. It just says she could use fair use as a defense and then they'll decide later whether or not it is fair. It's like, it wasn't that long. Like, some legal documents have a lot of legal jargon in them and they are kind of dense to get through. I don't think the tentative ruling was that hard to read. I don't even think it was hard to read. Maybe if English isn't your first language, it could have been hard to read, but like, I feel like if you speak English and you read and write in English, it was a pretty easy to read document. It was written really like plainly.
and yet people are still saying I only heard one side of the story. I mean, really, what can you do? Like, actually, what can you do? It's incorrect, but you're making whole arguments around.
No, I got it. Just come on the stream. Just come on the stream, MoistCritiKaL. I'll clear your name to all the leftists. You got it. You might make Ethan really mad though. All right, but I'll clear your name, bro.
Around this dream you had that didn't actually happen because you didn't watch the video. You just already had a preconceived image of me that you want to ensure stays intact, so that way you can continue to not like me. And that's fine. You can not like me. You don't. Not everyone likes the fun-sized Florida man over here. That's completely fine. Absolutely.
I want to, because I feel like he could do so much more. And I feel like if he accepted that he was an influencer that influenced people, and I've seen him do it. He's impacted people to be like, for example, like pro women on Twitch before, which was really controversial at one point. Like, he can do it at any point. Like, I think he's just like, I think he doesn't want to like upset people. But like, have some faith in yourself, man. Just be, just be based, forehead. Just be based, man.
But can you at least be right about something that you're not liking me for? Just watch the video first. I just realized I have been yapping for almost 30 minutes. And
I know, dude. I'm so bored, bro. Hurry it up. Come on. People are going to see that and be like, so she steals content and then complains about it.
I already know without even a semblance, not even an iota of doubt, that almost nobody is watching to this point. They've already formed their opinion.
Damn, almost nobody.
And even
almost
before
nobody
clicking
is
the video,
crazy.
or within the first couple of minutes to start fighting on different points, there's no reason to keep going down there. Like, it does feel useless to even like engage with a lot of online discourse.
Correct.
It does just feel useless because it doesn't even matter what the take is. People don't even really care about the take per se. It's just they already have an opinion of you, and no matter what, it's not changing. Sometimes they don't even bother to watch the video to try and shit on you for something that they think you might have said in the video. Or
I have like thought about multiple times making like a video talking about how so many people have been tricked by Ethan Klein's nonsense, being like, she explicitly said, I'm going to steal your video. Please let me steal it. I cannot wait to steal it. And it's like, that's not even what I said. This literally, I'm going to talk about it tomorrow, I think. But like, it's so infuriating because it's like, I know I'm going to make this stupid fucking dumb video. And then people are going to be like, keep going. It's literally what you said. So like, I get it, man. I get it. Some dumb fucks on the internet make it really annoying because like, you're making like good arguments. You're doing your best. You're writing everything out. You're fucking cooking. You're frying. You're baking. You're waking, whatever. And then there's always some fucking dipshit that doesn't watch the video and they're like, actually, keep going.
They saw like a tweet that references the video, and that's good enough for them to shit on you for that, even if it's entirely wrong. So like, it is.
I just arrived. Sorry. TMI.
Not very productive. Anyway, though, just wanted to yap. That's about it.
Sorry, I actually straight up wanted to stretch, and then I didn't want people to clip me and be like, she started throwing it back. It's like, no, dude, my cat fucking stole my chair, and now I want to stand, but I can't make my standing desk stand because I haven't fixed the wires. So I was going to stretch, but it's like, viewership was low, she started throwing it back. Dude, throwback to Valley Girl vocal fry. All right. Okay. Are you bending over? I am. It's actually pretty comfortable. Throw it back Friday. All right. She knows what she's doing. Hold up. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this smug fucking bastard. He's innocent. He's innocent. All right. But anyways, guys. Okay. That's going to be, why am I so far to like to the right? That's going to be it for today's stream. I am going to head off for today. Please, everyone, have a great rest of your day. Stay hydrated. Tell your homies that you love them. I will give you guys a big stretch from Mayor Cat before I go. Yeah, sober guys, saw your message. I will do my best. I'm just really busy, man. I have to I'm not going to do anything today except try and fix the fact that my computer can't stop crashing. So that's what I'm going to spend all day doing today. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just so... bleh. All right. But anyways, tomorrow we will do... I didn't get a chance to cover the Israel skyscraper thing, so I want to do that tomorrow. But there was something else that I wanted to cover that was super good. So we'll get to it then. But until then, please. Stay hydrated. Tell your homies you love them. And I will see all of you guys tomorrow. Meerkat, say bye. Okay. Bye, everyone. Mwah. Bye. Bye. Go down.